just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha!
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
Yeah.
Doom, da da da.
Boom, ba-da-bop, ba-da-bop, ding, da-da-bop. You should see me. I'm on Radio Row by myself doing this.
Yeah, because there's nobody there. It's
Ba-da-bop.
like 5:30 or whatever.
Ding, da-da-bop. It is. It's 5:23 local time here in New Orleans. Boom, ba-da-bop. I just realized I am kind of by myself here now. Not a lot of action going on here.
Yeah.
That's
Who's
all right,
the new
though.
Gil Brandt over there?
I don't
Like
know
just
who the
someone
new,
who's like walking
the-
around just
Ross
hoping
Tucker.
somebody would.
No,
talk
Ross
to them.
Tucker's too young. He's too young. I think George is saying like you have to be an old guy.
He's everywhere.
No,
he is
Ross Tucker
every
is
show.
everywhere. He is.
Who?
Ross
Tucker.
Oh, Ross Tucker. Yeah, I mean he's not that young.
No, but Ross is probably in his I'm going to guess he's probably in
40s?
his. Yeah, but Gil was an old man.
No, I get
You
it,
know.
but he can be. You could start being the new Gil Brandt at a young age.
I thought you were thinking about like who's the new old guy.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying like the guy who's just like he wants to do every radio interview.
I don't know. I don't know if that's Ross or not.
I feel
haven't
like that's
seen
him.
Ross yet.
I've seen
haven't
him on like 7 different radio stations already, and today's only Monday.
I haven't seen him yet.
Well, Monday guests are important because nobody's there on Monday.
Well, I personally do things a lot differently. I'm not here for the guests necessarily.
Because Ross Tucker is a perfect Monday guest.
Yeah, he'd be great.
Yeah.
He'd be great. And I do see like there's a guy sitting next to me right now.
Yeah.
He's from Nashville, and he was doing like a full on like interview with Ryan
WNSH?
Leaf. I don't know. The Game 102.5. The Game.
I mean WNSH Nashville.
I guess
that
so.
would make some sense.
It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But interviewing like Ryan Leaf, and I'm like, yeah, thanks. I'm not interested.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Don't want to. Do
You
that.
were interviewing Ryan Leaf when he was actually Ryan Leaf.
Nah, I mean, just not interested.
Yeah.
Not at all. One guy he just had on was Thomas Dimitrov, who used to be the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons.
I do remember Thomas Dimitrov.
And I'm like, yeah, not that interested. Thanks.
Who are you interested in, though?
Luka Doncic. That's who he's interested
yeah,
in.
that's right. If Luka were here, or if AD were here, I mean, I'd be interested in those guys for sure. General managers, any of those guys.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Are they mad because Luka stole the headlines for the last couple since Saturday, basically, and through today?
I mean, I would think that pretty much everybody here has been talking about that. I mean, people would walk by and hear us talking about it on the Cappy Cast, and everybody's got to jump in with an opinion about it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Ask me.
So, Saturday night, let me hear how you find out about this trade.
I just told you. Mike Trudell texted me, and I thought he
Yeah.
was proposing a fake trade. And I
Okay.
was engaging him in the fake trade. And then he told me, no, bro, it's happening. And I'm like, what? And then I was like, I looked on my phone, and I saw the Shams tweet. And
Yeah.
then Shams tweeted, no, this is real. And I thought he was already hacked. And I'm like, that's exactly what a hacker would say.
Oh, my God, that's
That
hilarious.
this is real.
So I'm in bed on Saturday night. It's
Yeah.
probably like, 10 o'clock or so.
Are you already in New Orleans at that point?
No, I'm in bed in my house, and Rachel and I are in bed together.
Yeah.
And we decided we were going to watch a movie.
Are you doing whoopee?
So this is a good question. I'm glad you asked. So we're in bed, and we decided we were going to watch
It's an old
some
newlywed game verb.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. That's
Adjective,
a very,
yeah.
Hey, listen.
Verb and adjective. Adverb, actually.
I get the reference. I find it to be very contemporary,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
Yeah.
So I'm in bed.
Contemporary.
Oh, yeah, very.
Certainly not contemporary, but I figured you would get it.
I did. I am in bed, and Rachel and I on Saturday night decided we were going to start trying to watch Oscar movies.
Right.
Mostly because I thought the Oscars were last night. Turns out it was the Grammys last night.
Yeah.
So we were watching a movie called Honora. Has anybody heard of this movie?
No.
Okay.
I've heard of it, but I
Here-
have not. I didn't think it was worth spending the money to rent it yet.
Amazing movie. Incredible movie.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So then the Luka thing happens.
So I still don't know what's happening. I'm in the middle of this movie, okay? And it's about this girl who's a stripper, but she connects with this guy who's this Russian oligarch's son, and she thinks that she's found true love, and it turns out this guy's using her the whole time. Okay, fine. I'm in the middle of the movie. there's a knock on my bedroom door. Knock, knock, knock. And good thing, George, we were not making whoopee at that moment because my son walks through the door and he goes like this. He goes, "Are you seeing this?" And I go, "Seeing what? I'm watching this movie." "What do you mean? Am I seeing what?" He goes, "Luka for AD." I go, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, Luka for AD." I have to pause the film now, and now I got to go to my phone and I got to see what's going on here. And of course, at that point, between us, we must have had 40 or 50 texts going on. So it was one of those things where you thought Shams got hacked. I had that same, not hacked reaction, but that there's no way. And it wasn't because of the two players, and he's so young and he's older, he's hurt, he's fat. No, it was, wow. I didn't think, and I will have to give him a shout out, I didn't think Rob Pelinka had it in him to pull off that kind of a trade.
I'm not trying to diminish what Rob Pelinka did, but I think 28 other GMs, because obviously there's two teams involved, 28 other GMs would have done the exact same thing if they were in Rob Pelinka's shoes.
I understand.
And that's not to discredit him, because he did have to negotiate the deal. But my point is, if you or even you, Cappy, a basketball savant, would have picked up the phone and Nico Harrison's like, "Hey, do you want Luka?" Again, McMiniman reported that Rob Pelinka's initial response was, "Are you joking?"
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But here's the thing. When I say I didn't think that he had it in him, what I mean by that is I didn't think the Lakers as an organization would trade away Anthony Davis, because so much of the talk leading up to this whole thing was they're actually going to try and find somebody to help him, to almost accommodate his ongoing request that he wants to play the 4, not the 5, and his public case that he was better and the team was better when he played the 4 and they had somebody to play the 5. So I just didn't think the Lakers organizationally had it in them to trade one or the other.
I'm going to combat that, but let's do that on the other side, because we're running out of time here because we started late, because we always go late during crosstalk or whatever, and we've got other things that we got to do. But thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're ready for takeoff here in a moment. But basically, I have something I need to discuss with you to combat that, because I feel like you are perhaps overstating it, is the way I would describe it. But we will reset that up on the other side.
I'm curious to hear what you think.
But let me tell you, Cappy, I was just at my home away from home, and I'll be back there in a couple days. LAX, where changes are arriving daily to reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the traveler experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. Who doesn't want to get to their flight faster? And, of course, a new facility will have all major rental car brands under one roof when your friends and family come to visit. And in the future, if you're local, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. You won't even need a car. You can take the Metro to the Century Station. The People Mover train will pick you up right there, right to your terminal. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com. For more info, that's flylax.com.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
All right, parents, here's some fun facts for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. First tooth, first visit. Once those teeth pop out, you gotta bring them to Children's Dental Fun Zone. And as far as ortho is concerned, you gotta get those kids here by the age of 8.
Hey guys, it's Mina Kimes, host of the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, here to tell you about a live podcast taping I am doing in Los Angeles Monday, February 3rd, right before the Super Bowl. I am joined by Greg Rosenthal, Jordan Rodriguez, Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, and the Rams' own Kobe Turner. 100% of your ticket proceeds go to wildfire relief here in Los Angeles. Check it out, minapodlive.com.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Experience, Avner Gat's team brings unparalleled industry expertise, having worked within the insurance sector themselves. They offer a free initial consultation and boast a vast network of experts to accurately assess your damages. They're trusted by lawyers, contractors, and real estate professionals alike. Avner Gat is ready to fight for you. Call for your free consultation today. You can visit avnergat.com. That's AVNERGAT, avnergat.com, or call 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gat, your claim, our game.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Paso entre tú y yo, Capi.
Okay, keep it going. Que paso? Yeah.
Lo que pasó, pasó, Capi.
You know the song, Cappy?
Oh, of course I know it. Doesn't everybody?
I mean, it is a jam.
I mean, everybody knows this song.
Sings it.
Who sings it?
Yeah.
Bad Bunny?
No.
Los Bookies?
No, you know. It's your other guy.
Is too old.
Oh. Rico Suave?
No, man.
Who is it?
It's your guy.
It's Daddy Yankee.
Oh, Daddy Yankee. Oh, Papa Yankee.
Papa Yankee?
Papa Yankee. That's right, girl. Forgot about him.
So, Cappy, you asked me about going to break. If you want to reset where we were, you were talking to me about you didn't think that Rob Pelinka had the gall, for lack of a better phrase, to pull off the deal to trade AD, to just basically tear away from this build that they've had for 6+ years or whatever it is.
In other words, I was surprised more than anything else that I did not think that Rob Pelinka, and really when I say Rob, I don't want to knock Rob. I'm not trying to knock Rob because I think he needs to be celebrated for what he's pulled off here, frankly. But
I would agree.
I didn't think that the Lakers as an organization, and Rob being the face guy thereof, I didn't think they were in the business of getting rid of AD. So by getting rid of AD, I thought it was an insanely just from out of nowhere, gutsy, ballsy sort of a move. Because I thought that they were committed to LeBron and AD and every year trying to build around the two of them. And mostly because LeBron wanted AD. He got AD. There was the championship. And every year they seem to want to rebuild around those two. So I never really thought that getting rid of AD was on the radar. And even if it was, I didn't think they'd have the guts to do it.
Okay,
I applaud them for doing it.
Here's what I would say. I agree that I guess it takes some level of guts to do it. But you're getting offered one of the top 3, at worst 5 players in the game at 25 years old. This kid is Picasso on the basketball floor, okay? Like, in regards to basketball IQ, only LeBron is even close. They're equals, in my opinion, when it comes to that stuff. He's basically LeBron without the athleticism. He's like if LeBron and James Harden had a baby, okay? Like, that's what it would look like from a game
baby.
Stylistically is what it would look like, okay?
Maybe that's why he carries around a few extra pounds. Maybe his mom's a little chunky. In this case, that's James Harden.
Yeah. Actually, Luka's mom is a beautiful woman. I don't know if you've ever seen her.
I have not.
Don't tell Cappy that. He's gonna like look her up now.
I will Google her.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this.
Hold on.
Oh,
so what I'm
more.
saying is, if you get the chance to get a 25-year-old who is already one of the top 5 players in the game, at worst, he's a 5-time first-team All-NBA guy.
Right.
He was the leader in the clubhouse on ESPN Bet to be the MVP in the preseason before his injury. Of course you're trading anyone for that guy.
Okay, but hold on a second here.
Come on, Cappy.
No, but hold on.
Vamos, Cappy. No manches, Cappy.
But there's more to the story. Because what you're talking about is basketball. What I'm talking about is control.
Oh, this tired trope again of control.
Tired trope. Let me ask you a question, smart guy.
Yeah.
You ready? Did LeBron know that this was going down?
No, but LeBron, I've had this argument with you for years. LeBron also wanted Kyrie Irving and didn't get him. His agent literally told Brian Windhorst when Kyrie was saying LeBron should come to Dallas, and Windhorst reported it, and then he went up to Rich Paul, and Rich Paul said, LeBron would love to play with Kyrie, but it would have to be in L.A. Like, this is this notion that every single fine detail, while plenty of them are passed through LeBron, because Rob has admitted that publicly, the fact is this isn't about control, Cappy. If someone came to you in your business in Cited, right? Let's say you invented Cited in like the early 2000s, right? And Mark Zuckerberg calls you and says, hey, Cap, I know Cited is in his infancy, but, I got this Facebook thing going on. We'd love to absorb Cited. However, you can't tell a soul. Are you telling a soul?
Well, I may not, but hold on a second. Because
that's literally what was presented to Rob Pelinka. You can't tell anyone.
But the reporting was that before this trade goes down, the Lakers front office and the coaching staff and everybody's in alignment. Everybody knows what's going on, and everybody's checked the boxes. True or false? That's the reporting. I'm not asking you if it's true. I'm asking you, hasn't that been the reporting that everybody in the Lakers, before the trigger is pulled?
To my knowledge, he told JJ when he called AD and JJ right before the trade was announced.
Okay, so let me ask you again.
So that's not true.
So you don't think... So again, you don't
think... Only Genie, to my knowledge, my understanding of it is that Pelinka could only talk to, obviously, his front office people and the ownership.
Who set the rules?
Nico Harrison did.
Well, let me ask you again. So you don't think LeBron was told about this?
He did. I believe 1,000% he found... Dude, AD and JJ were on a 3-way with Rob to let them know it happened. Rich Paul also got that call within a minute of that too, and Rich Paul called LeBron even before Pelinka got to him.
So I don't think you're going to be surprised by what I'm about to tell you.
You're going to say you don't buy any of it.
I'm going to say I'm skeptical.
Oh, for the love.
Now, hold on a second, but let me give you two sides.
I'm skeptical
Relax.
too, Cappy.
Relax. Let me give you two sides
You were
of the
also
story.
skeptical about Ipe. Remember that.
You're right, I was.
Ooh,
but I was wrong,
right.
and I admitted I was wrong. I just feel like for as much as Clutch has had to do with everything involving the Lakers, I feel like it's difficult to see how things would transpire without them having any knowledge ahead of time.
Again, Lindsay, if someone said to you, hey, I've got this $100 million lottery ticket, but you can't tell a soul that I'm going to give it to you on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you tell a soul? I sure as hell wouldn't. So that's kind of the point here. If that leaks in any way, shape, or form, the circle has to be so tight, because if that leaks, you as the Lakers organization literally have burned that lottery ticket. Because if that leaks, 28 other organizations are picking up the phone and calling Nico Harrison and offering way more than what the Lakers could offer.
But
he knows that.
But But the Mavericks, according to the reporting, and by the way, I'm going to keep saying that over and over again because there's a lot of reporting about this. The Mavericks focused on Anthony Davis.
Correct.
So while it wasn't a wide open, whoever's got the best deal for Luka can get him, it was we want Anthony Davis.
Yes, and that makes total sense. Nico Harrison has known him since he was a teenager. Michael Finley knew him from his AAU days in Chicago, and obviously J. Kidd was his assistant coach and his Olympic teammate.
So here, let me go back to these
it's
two
like
things.
Rob Pelinka knew a secret, and he didn't want anyone to know the secret because if he knew the secret, then someone else is going to steal the secret.
Right. You know what, Cappy? He can't trust a Yenta like you.
Well, I am a Yenta, and I'm somewhat proud. I mean, I guess I'm not really embarrassed about it.
We can't tell you everything around here.
I'm pretty good, though. You told me some stuff I've kept secret, so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty tight.
Listen, if we pulled this place, okay, if you had a secret that could not get out to the marketplace, like forget about I'm not talking about like a personal thing, like a business thing, okay?
Yeah.
Like if it was like 710 business related.
Yeah, don't tell me.
If we pulled everyone, the person most likely to be the blabbermouth would be you
on the air.
And,
right.
and even especially if you prefaced it with "not for air."
Yeah, right. Then I definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely going to say.
So
here's the
Pelinka.
thing.
He was like told, bro, if you say this, you're not going to be first to market. Everybody's going to find out, and you're going to get screwed on this.
Yeah, but wait a second. Dallas could have also gotten screwed because honestly, they decided they wanted Anthony Davis.
Correct.
So if the word got out, then perhaps they might not have made a move.
Right, but here's the other thing, Cappy. If other teams find out, I get they were focused on Anthony Davis, they still probably could have worked out a 3-team deal and still gotten more assets if that were the case. But they wanted to do it in silence because they didn't want to disrupt the team, to disrupt Luka. They wanted it to be like it was a quick thing because they didn't want the pomp and circumstance that would have surrounded that, which would have been unlike anything we've ever seen. Like, honestly, to me, the equivalent, even in the NBA, would have been if, like, when LeBron made the decision in 2010, there were some people like Stephen A. had said he thought he was going to Miami. Dan Le Batard had said he was coming to Miami. Like, there were a few people, but nobody bought it. Like, people were like, I don't know, maybe. Nobody was for sure. But there was at least the speculation, and this would have been worse or as bad as that, the speculation on that. And it would have been worse because if it would have been known, like, then everybody's getting in the fray.
So let me just go back then, because there's an important point to make here. If LeBron did not know, and I'm saying if.
Oh, my God.
Hey, George, I wasn't there, man. I really wasn't. And honestly, this has been a partnership between LeBron, Clutch, the Lakers. He's been consulted on pretty much everything. Come on.
But if you're being Cappy, I don't care. Like, if someone, Cappy, think about this. This is your ticket. We've been talking about the Lakers. You think they don't think the way that we think at times when we've been sitting here saying for months and years, like, hey, man, LeBron's going to retire soon, and you're going to be left with just AD, who's probably not a franchise player. You don't think if we think that they at least don't have an inkling to think that way? So all of a sudden you get this get-out-of-jail-free card by having a top-5 player at 25 years old? You think that they're going to ruin whatever inkling of chance they may have to get that guy because they wanted to give LeBron a heads up? No way in hell. You got to protect yourself at all costs in that scenario.
So then go back to the beginning. If everything you just said is true, that LeBron was absolutely not consulted in this decision, then that goes back to exactly what I was trying to say about Rob Pelinka from the beginning. That this took an amazing amount of courage to say to the ownership, to say to eventually LeBron, to say to everybody involved, I have made a decision about the future of this franchise, and it includes one of our two superstar players that has delivered a championship to our organization, and no one knows. I'm not consulting with LeBron. I'm just telling you right now, it's in my control. I make the decision.
Well, ultimately, it was Jeannie's decision. Like, he has to go to her.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that there's a point to be made here. if what you're saying is accurate, and it's been reported this way, that LeBron had no idea.
Correct.
Okay? To me, I'm looking at a bigger picture. Yes, I agree with you. A 25-year-old superstar sets the Lakers up for the post-LeBron era, right? I mean, they now have a guy that when LeBron is retired, whether that's next year or 2 years from now, essentially your hope is you will hand this team off to
Can we finish this on the other side? Because we're way over the break at this point.
Finish it on the other side. We're going to finish it at 6 o'clock tonight.
Well, I'm just saying, we're going to be talking about this all day, but can we just pick this up is what I'm saying.
Yes, we can pick it up.
Well, then let's talk about Prize Picks.
Oh,
I don't know what the hell you got going on today on Prize Picks. You've been sitting there, gallivanting across the country, over there in New Orleans, and, you're out there Radio Road next to WNSH over there in Nashville.
102.5 the game.
Right, exactly.
That's right.
They're out there. Ross Tucker's out there, walking around, asking for interviews.
I haven't seen him.
But in the interim, let's talk Prize Picks, which, by the way, the place to get sports action in the state of California. And it's as simple as there's a statistical line for an individual player in every sport, basically, and you go more or less. And if you can combine up to 4, or at least 4, you can win potentially up to 1,000 times your money, man. It is that simple. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. And if once you win, you get your money back within 15 minutes, bro. It is good and easy to play. Cappy, what do you got going on?
Well, I want to tell you guys something here. Just consider this. If you've not yet downloaded Prize Picks, obviously today's the day to do it. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. As George mentions, make the $5 play. Get the $50 bonus. But if you're going to play the big game this Sunday, they've already got a free square for you, George. Do you suppose Patrick Mahomes will pass for more than half of a yard in the big game?
Yeah.
Well, that's a free square. So, like, for me, I'm already looking at Sunday. I'm starting to put together my plays for this upcoming Sunday. I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes for more than half a yard passing, free square. Mm-hmm. I'm likely to put it together with Saquon Barkley for more than 151 rushing yards. So that's just it. More or less, put a couple players together. You're going to make your money. That play, 2 players, 3 times your money. $20 to win $60.
It's amazing stuff, Cappy. It
I
really
love
is.
it. I love Prize Picks.
To me, it's as fun as anything I've done. That I usually don't trust you on stuff as we've documented on this show over the last several years. But you know what? You nailed it on Prize Picks.
This is a secret that's worth telling everybody about.
Well, it's not really a secret. We're trying to tell more people. Is kind of the point. So download the app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. Prize Picks. Run your game.
And it is Island Super Week on 710 ESPN. Callers number 7 and number 10 right now. You get to pick a...
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Silmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
I want to thank them. Without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. Little help like you guys asked for. I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California, and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Famath, and I'm from Silmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
Hey parents, another fun fact for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. They are open 7 days a week, so your child can be seen any day of the week, and they take emergencies, which is obviously something you need to be aware of, because you never know when those emergencies will come about.
EDU. Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
I wish Jackson Hayes was 40 pounds heavier.
So do the Lakers.
Yes, come live with me for a month. We'll put that 40 pounds on you.
You could put Jackson on Luka's diet.
Hang out with Travis. There you go.
Here's what you need. You need Jackson Hayes to hang out with bad Travis, and you need Luka to hang out with good Travis.
It's Trav and D-Far.
Back tomorrow morning after Greeny on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, Shakira. Come on.
You guys watch any of the Grammys last night?
I did not, unfortunately, because I was doing the game.
Yeah, I was going back and forth between your game, which I had no idea you were doing until you told me, and then back and forth between that and the Grammys. And I was on a flight last night. Gosh, man, you always have problems with your flights. What a disaster yesterday. And everybody
I heard you on with the Cam brothers. You were like talking about like Southwest told you the flight was delayed to like 6, and then they text you later with like 45 minutes to go that the flight was like at 3:30 or something, and you had to run to the airport. And you were like literally going through TSA talking to them.
Yeah, it was so bad. But now I can see, and a lot of people are pointing this out, and I appreciate it. I'm on YouTube, and I got like a close-up shot, and I got bags going big time under my eyes, man.
Me too. I'm only on like 3 hours of sleep. So.
Goodness gracious, I look like crap.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. All right, so let's pick this up. So, yes, I don't believe LeBron knew because you can't. Like,
all right, let me ask you a
literally
question.
Like if you tell anyone, his agent, him, you run the risk of people finding out and you blow your chance at Luka.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What do you think LeBron's reaction?
Stunned, like everyone else, I'm sure.
Okay, and you think he's happy?
Yes.
Okay. You think he's happy that he was not consulted?
I don't think he cares if it netted Luka.
Okay. You think that LeBron looks at Luka in and AD out and says, you know what, we're a lot better now?
I think he thinks the ceiling is higher for sure.
Okay.
He's smart enough to know that.
I would agree with that. Here's my point, though. To me, what I love the most about the trade, and this was my initial reaction, what I love the most about the trade is not only does it set the Lakers up for the post-LeBron era.
Correct.
That you and I have been talking about for the better part of the last 3 years.
By the way, it could extend LeBron's career. If he wants to, if LeBron is willing to play the Dwayne Wade role with Luka, like Dwayne Wade did with LeBron, like where all of a sudden he kind of becomes the 1B, and he's already started to kind of do that with AD. Like this is a no-brainer to do that. Because LeBron's shot is falling at a pretty good damn clip. So like I think this could extend his career another year or two easily if he wanted to.
You know, it's funny you say he's playing the 1B to Anthony Davis, prior to the trade. And yet without AD on Saturday in New York, LeBron, at 40 years old, is just, when he wants to, and when I say wants to, whether that's Madison Square Garden, whether that's New York City, whether that's national television, whether that's I want Bronny to get some playing time, so I better put in a bunch of points.
Whatever. LeBron wasn't consulted because they were trying to acquire, I don't know, Spencer Dinwiddie? Okay, maybe. But it's Luka freaking Doncic, man. Like, what are you talking about?
George, listen to me. You can scream at me all day long.
I'm just incredulous about this.
I'm telling you, I have a different perspective. Number one.
No, clearly. But what I'm saying to you
and by the way, I want you to know something. What you're saying to me, you know how many people agree with what I'm saying?
And I'm telling all of those people just like you that you're bumbling fools.
No, absolutely not. Not bumbling fools. We're people who have a theory because we've seen what's happened here with this team. Now, here's the beautiful part.
But this is a once in a generation talent. That doesn't even. I bet, dude. He's wanted to play with Luka forever. He wanted to get Luka to his shoe. Like, LeBron was the only player LeBron has tried to get on the LeBron brand of Nikes is Luka. Like, he loves that kid.
I'm glad he does. I really am. Because as great as LeBron is playing, and as much as LeBron has said that he needs a laser, and the Lakers have never provided him with a laser, you could not have asked for a better player to put on this team for the short term and the long term. But here's the end for me.
Mm-hmm.
What I loved about the trade more than anything is if it's all true, if everything you're telling me is true, that LeBron had absolutely no idea. To me, it's the first time that I can think of in the entire LeBron-Laker era where LeBron was not asked for his permission in advance of a decision.
George has left the building.
Oh my God! You know what I am
great.
right now?
That was great.
You know what I am right now?
That was awesome.
I'm the emoji like melting, the melting emoji.
That
like,
was great.
You're like you.
That was awesome.
You're so like preoccupied with this. LeBron didn't. Who gives a rat's ass? He didn't know. And by the way, I'm sure he was stunned. And LeBron has said "see you later" to a lot of different guys over his career. So if he's getting a top 3 or 5 player at 25 years old, I don't think he cares whether he was consulted or not.
Okay, well, good, because here's what the Lakers really did in the final analysis. They took their franchise back.
Okay, great. They took their franchise back.
Right. Now
this
they're no longer.
This is the narrative you've been trying to push for 2 years. Go ahead.
They are no longer.
Have your moment.
They are no longer beholden to LeBron James. LeBron James no longer makes all the decisions for the Lakers. The Lakers make decisions for the current Lakers and for the future Lakers.
Kyrie Irving is clearly part of the Lakers. He didn't play with Luka, right? Like that. He makes all the decisions. They've talked about it openly being a partnership. This situation was unique. Very simple.
Partnership. Hey. Now you're a player for our team. That's what you are. You're a player for our team.
Are you happy now? Is that what it is? Is that what you wanted to get off your chest?
Happier. So much happier.
Bless.
Finally, the Lakers care about the Lakers, not about LeBron's feelings. Way to go, Rob. Hey, and by the way, George, look what time it is. This is the time when Rob Pelinka is listening to the show. Hey, Rob, great work, man. One of us is giving you your flowers, and I don't usually give out flowers. In fact, George, I'm going to order some Books. What you think about that?
God, you're a moron.
You don't even know about Books.
I know about Books, BOUQS.com. You get 25% off if you use the promo code ESPN. All right, age-old question. What do you get your significant other for Valentine's Day? Don't stress. I got the answer. Foolproof flowers from the Books Company. Wow your Valentine and get 25% off your entire purchase using the promo code ESPN. Go to Books.com, BOUQS.com. Books makes it simple. Choose the Quickie Book. With a click of a button, you get the best-selling bouquet right in time for Valentine's Day. It's the Quickie that they'll brag about for weeks. You know what I mean? Or you can pick from their collection of unique modern designs or go for their flower subscription, and it's a life hack right there. Be the hero every month. You really can't go wrong. Books aren't just flowers. Flowers cut fresh for where they grow the best. Some even grown on the side of a volcano. They'll be blown away by how stunning these flowers are. And Valentine's Day is the 14th. I mean, it's right around the corner now, right after the big game. So don't fumble the flowers, man. Get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use the promo code ESPN for 25% off. We're hooking you up. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books. Promo code ESPN.
Hey, all right, parents, here's some fun facts for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. First tooth, first visit. Once those teeth pop out, you gotta bring them to Children's Dental Fun Zone. And as far as ortho is concerned, you gotta get those kids here by the age of 8.
Hey guys, it's Mina Kimes, host of the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, here to tell you about a live podcast taping I am doing in Los Angeles Monday, February 3rd, right before the Super Bowl. I am joined by Greg Rosenthal, Jordan Rodriguez, Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, and the Rams' own Kobe Turner. 100% of your ticket proceeds go to wildfire relief here in Los Angeles. Check it out, minapodlive.com.
Your time, food, or other items. Visit lafoodbank.org/fire for more details and a list of the most helpful and needed items. That's lafoodbank.org/fire. Or if you'd like to volunteer your time, go to lafoodbank.org/volunteer. Thank you, everybody, and stay safe out there.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Lynn.
Thanks, Sedano. All right, so you guys were talking about the Grammys earlier, which took place last night. And, of course, Beyonce won her first ever Album of the Year Grammy for Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
She won the Country Album of the Year and the Album of the Year. So good for her. Good job, Beyonce. But she also announced an upcoming tour in which she's going to have 4 LA tour dates. So she's going to be over at Crypto.com Arena on April 28th, May 1st, May 4th, and May 7th. So those are the first stops on her upcoming tour. So that's pretty exciting. I'm going to go see Beyonce, Cappy?
I have seen Beyonce. I've seen her in a stadium, and I don't like stadium concerts, so I'm more inclined to see her in an arena. However, I will say this. I don't know any of this country album that she won for. I thought it was super interesting that Taylor Swift gave her the Grammy. I thought it was interesting to see the 2 biggest stars in the world standing there together. But I don't know any of her country music. Do you guys?
I mean, there's the song that was super popular.
Which one?
It was all over. It got a radio
This
play.
Ain't
She performed
Texas.
it.
Yeah.
What's it called?
On the Netflix.
On the Netflix halftime of, was it Thanksgiving?
Yeah, but that was. Remember how bad that game was? Like, most people just tuned in for that performance.
Right. 20 million people were tuned in for her.
Yeah,
though.
I was not one of them.
Yeah.
Also did Jolene. She covered Jolene on there.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very Dolly Parton of her, huh? What's the deal with everybody trying like country? You know what I mean?
Well, it's
like,
just to expand your audience.
You're a pop artist, and then you decide to jump into a little country action?
Well, listen, we added DeAndre because we needed somebody young around here.
Right.
And?
I mean, you're not young. I'm not young. Lindsay's still young.
I usually
but
say I'm
DeAndre
young.
definitely gets us into the 20s.
That's right.
I mean, DeAndre,
Definitely
you like
brings down our average age quite a bit.
You like Beyonce's country music?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't listened to her country music now.
Now, do you like her pop music?
Oh, I do. Yeah, she's a really good pop artist.
Okay, so you've boycotted Beyonce, the country star.
I want to say I boycotted.
I mean, boycott is a
strong
very
word.
extreme
It's
position.
a strong
there.
word.
Right.
I mean, it sounded like a boycott to me.
No, I'm not boycotting Beyonce as a country artist.
She did.
And you should never admit that on the air because the Bayhive will come after you.
Yep.
So you say your truth.
She did that song with Post Malone. She did a song. She did Jolene. She did a song with Miley. She did a song with Willie Nelson. So yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. Post Malone. I used to think that he looked like an idiot with all those tattoos all over his face. Now that I'm looking at these bags underneath my eyes, maybe tattoos would look better. Good God, man, what has happened to me? It's all your fault, George.
Why is it my fault?
Because you always complain about all your travel problems, and
Now
I had
you know.
I had a Sedano travel problem yesterday.
And imagine having to. You just dealt with it once. Imagine dealing with the frequency that I travel, and then having to deal with you.
Oh my God, dude! Honestly, like I could not believe what happened yesterday. Because I want to say this, when you're Southwest Airlines, and I know a lot of people complain about Southwest. Okay, they sent me a text in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. Hey, your 2 o'clock flight is now 3, and then about 30 minutes later, your 3 o'clock flight is now 4. And then about 30 minutes later, your 4 o'clock flight is now 5. It got to a point where it was like, you're taking off at 6 p.m. tonight. So rather than rushing to the airport, I was going to get down to the airport around 4:30, right? All of a sudden, at 2:10 p.m., they send me a text and says, hey, we're boarding at 2:47. Wait a second. You told me 3 hours ago the flight is at 6. Now, with 35 minutes, you're telling me that we're boarding? Come on, man. So I get down to the airport. I rush through security. I get in. And then once I'm through and I'm at the gate, you know what they told me, George?
What?
We have no pilots.
Oh, yeah, I've been there, bro.
I'm like, no pilots? I'm like, listen, lady. I'm like, look, with everything that's been going on in aviation over the last week, you're freaking me out right now when you tell me you don't have pilots. So they finally got the pilots. We got onto the plane. And the crew that was supposed to go to Colorado, to Denver, said, no, we'll hang out. We'll go to New Orleans. And I was like thanking everybody. I'm like, oh, my God, thank you for taking this flight. We got to get there. So in the end, where I was so pissed that they kept changing the time, and then they moved it up, and then I had to hustle, and people were sweating in the airport because they were running. In the end, they actually did something really great, which is get pilots, and the crew stayed. So you know what? For everybody that gives Southwest a hard time, go to Terminal H. Do we still have Terminal H, George? Now that
Anthony Davis is gone, we don't really have Terminal H.
We don't have Terminal H
Which,
anymore,
by the way, I do want to get into the Anthony Davis portion of this. Like, how would you assess Anthony Davis's tenure here? A success?
I'd say it was not nearly as successful as anticipated when he arrived. I'd say that it was solid, but not spectacular. I hear people saying, like, his jersey will go up in the rafters. I'm like, it will? People say, like, what do you think? He's going to get a statue next to Oscar De La Hoya?
He's not going to get a statue, but I could see his jersey being retired.
Why? Because he had 1 year in a COVID year where they won a championship?
I mean, but listen, don't do that.
I'm not trying to down on the guy.
I mean, you kind of are.
No, I'm saying this.
And you also threw in, like, the COVID year. Like, literally, we didn't have guys, like, tapping out of that thing.
Listen.
And you had to have the mental fortitude to get through it.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I mean, that has been the narrative the entire time.
I mean,
it's
not the narrative. I mean, the Clippers literally quit.
That's fine. Some teams quit. Other teams were like, hey, we're not going to quit. We're going to keep going.
The two teams, it's not a surprise, the two teams that ended up in that final. The one team that's basically a military school on the other side of the country, and
Right.
LeBron's team.
Right. That's right. It's not a surprise. By the way, it's not a surprise that Kawhi's team was like, let's get out of here.
Right.
So I'm not trying to knock Anthony Davis, because here's one thing I'll say.
Yeah.
Whether it was Dave McMenamin or if it was Mike Trudell, these guys worked around Anthony Davis daily. They had a great appreciation for not only who he was as a player, but also what a mensch he was in the way he dealt with
He
those
was a
guys,
mensch.
okay? And I'm going to give Anthony Davis a great compliment here. For as much as he was knocked by everybody, and Charles Barkley is singularly responsible for the nickname Street Clothes, which to this day, people still... George, I was on a radio show this morning, and they were asking me about Anthony Davis, and they're like, well, he's always hurt. I'm like, no, he's not always hurt. 2 years ago, he had a lot of injury issues that he was dealing with. Look at what's happened over the last, call it, 100-plus games. The guy played like 90-some-odd% of their games. And let me tell you something. He didn't just play in those games. He toughed it out in a lot of those games.
Are you like a Lakers insider now? People are calling you for, like, hits? I love it.
Nah, not so much an insider. They're just like, we need a little L.A. representation, so let's just go to this guy.
I love it,
I guess you were
Where were you
unavailable. I guess you were
Where
unavailable.
were you on?
today.
I want to know.
I was on in New York with your boy.
With Sydney?
With Sidney Arthur Rosenberg.
Wow.
And he said this to me. He goes, well, he's always hurt. I go, Sid, go look at the number of games that he's played in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
He's not always hurt. He has a reputation
What does
for
he
being
know?
hurt.
He's asleep at that time.
Of course. But don't you see that the perception was shaped by a guy like Charles Barkley?
Right.
This is what J.J. Redick was complaining about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
that
your fault,
Barkley's
Chuck.
always knocking the game, and he's always knocking the players.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm going to say this. Anthony Davis should be applauded for showing the sort of toughness that it took to get himself back to where he could play
Correct.
consistently
I
every
agree.
night.
I
And he
agree.
played through a lot of injuries, mostly because, in my opinion, because he heard loudmouths saying he's always hurt. So, but I don't think Anthony Davis is an all-time legend.
No, but I think that he won. He was arguably the biggest reason they won a championship.
Well, I can tell you this. I mean, I remember
And
that.
by the way, I get what you're saying, right? But we're no longer in the era of dynasties. Like you have to take the eras into account. Like we've had 6 different champions in 6 different years. So like you have to understand the NBA because of the way the financial setup is, the way teams have to deal with the finances. It's just really hard. You're not running off the Showtime Lakers or even the Shaq Kobe Lakers anymore. Like it's going to be hard to pull that kind of stuff off.
So, okay, back to the original question. How would you
I would say it's a success. I don't think it's like, some overwhelming success, but I would say it absolutely was a success when he I remember when people were arguing with me on the air when we used to take calls back in like 2018 or whatever it was. And people were like, we can't trade Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. And I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Well,
like, what's wrong with you?
That's an important point because you know what? When you look at it, what the Lakers traded back then to get Anthony Davis
Which, by the way, they still owe picks on.
But they did net a championship.
Correct. You don't have to apologize once you won the championship.
I would say this. The era, I would call it a disappointment because I thought that there would be more than one.
Okay.
But, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a disappointment if you won one. You don't have to apologize after you won one.
Okay, but I would say that when you think about what they traded to get Anthony Davis and now what they've been able to get for Anthony Davis.
Right. It's
all
dude,
told, now
good.
it's a success.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
wow, we've come to an agreement on one part of this today.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's about time.
Well, it's about time you started to come around to my way of thinking.
You know what?
For real, dude.
All right. Listen. You mentioned Barkley. So Barkley said the thing about Luka and LeBron. We'll get into that on the other side. But why don't you tell us first about seller's advantage?
Hey, look, if you would like to sell your home, and everyone has a different reason, right? I talk about this all the time. Maybe your kids are out of the house. Maybe your folks left you a home that you don't want to hold on to. You don't want to pay property taxes on. You don't want to live there. Maybe you're ready for a change. Maybe you are ready to move out of the state. Whatever the reason is, that's your business, okay? But Seller's Advantage has a way to help you as fast as possible. They come in and they make you a competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. You don't have to paint the walls. You don't have to fix the floors. You don't have to do anything. They walk through the door, they look around, they make you a cash offer, and you have a decision, yes or no. It's really simple. But when you start to do the math, you think to yourself, I don't have to paint, I don't have to change out the carpet, I don't have to stage the house, I don't have to have people coming in and out, I don't have to worry about contracts falling through, I don't have to worry about any of this stuff. Seller's Advantage is making you a competitive cash offer, and you make the decision whether you want it or you don't. So call today for that no-obligation competitive cash offer. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit them online at sellersadvantage.com.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after Greenie.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Silmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
I want to thank them. Without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. Little help like you guys asked for. I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California, and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Fimath, and I'm from Silmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
Hey parents, another fun fact for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. They are open 7 days a week, so your child can be seen any day of the week, and they take emergencies, which is obviously something you need to be aware of because you never know when those emergencies will come about.
Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normonlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Really? You haven't? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
Might be.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Cooper Kupp has posted on Instagram that the Rams are going to look to deal him to a place that he can win a championship. Because, well, I mean, they don't want to pay him. Let's be honest. I mean, I get it. He's a diminished player.
I mean, listen, I love Cooper Kupp. I'm a huge fan.
No doubt.
And
he was great to us when he came on the show every time.
And you talk about a guy who helped deliver a championship to
doubt.
L.A.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, I mean, the season that he had.
Yeah, him and Stafford, the two most important players on that team.
No doubt.
Well, and Aaron Donald, those three, yes.
But you want to know something, George?
Yeah.
Sadly, Cooper Kupp is not the player he was 2 to 3 years ago. And it has been a trending downward sort of a thing, primarily due to injuries. Now, if Cooper's listening right now, he's going to be like, dude, you're out of your mind. No, it's not personal, dude. It's just the statistical facts. I mean, look at the end of last year where Cooper Kupp, to his credit, does a lot on the field to help a team win, but he wasn't producing the numbers.
Not at that price.
Right. But listen, and when Sean McVay was on with us before the Philadelphia game, we talked about, I mentioned it, I said, he's kind of like a Hines Ward selfless wide receiver, where if he's not getting the ball, he'll still give you everything he's got and block like hell. And that's what Cooper Kupp did. But Puka Nacua has elevated now to the very clear number one.
Yeah.
Whereas last year, it was kind of like in between the two of them because nobody really knew that Puka was going to be the player that he became in year one.
Right.
So I hope for Cooper Kupp's sake that the Rams can try and find him a place where he can go and be somebody's number 2 or number 3 receiver and compete. I mean, maybe he finds himself in Detroit playing with Jared Goff again.
Yeah. Maybe. Now, let me ask you this. So this Barkley thing. So Barkley comes out on Get Up today. And, look, I love Chuck, okay?
I hear a butt coming.
Chuck's my guy. I just don't always agree with him. I mean, I would say I rarely agree with him, to be honest with you. But he is a man of strong opinions. And here's his opinion on the whole LeBron-Luka pairing.
This thing is not going to be smooth in L.A. with him and LeBron because both of them want the ball 100% of the time. I think that's going to be – I don't know if – because, Luka does not move without the ball. LeBron does not move without the ball. There's going to be some serious growing pains when those two try to play together. Now, they're both great players, don't get me wrong. But LeBron wants the ball, and Luka definitely wants the ball. So it's going to be very interesting how that work out. And when Anthony Davis is healthy, it's going to be a seamless transition to Dallas, plain and simple. Because, he complains all the time about the 5. I don't even understand why he complains about the 5. Unless you're playing against Joker or Embiid, do we have any more big guys in the league?
All right, here's what I would say. I would disagree here. I don't think the issue is ever going to be on offense. And this notion that LeBron can't play off the ball. Austin, if you've been watching the Lakers, really over the last several weeks, Austin Reeves is the primary ball handler. It's not LeBron. And also, and I'm not saying there won't be some growing pains. Of course, if you're playing with somebody new you haven't played with, and it's like literally the middle of the season, there's going to be some times that you have to figure some stuff out, and it may look clunky from time to time. But he did it with Dwayne Wade. He did it with Kyrie, and he's let Austin Reeves be the primary ball handler because he can't be the point guard at 40 years old every night. So I disagree on offense is not going to be the problem. I would say defense is where you have a big problem because Luka's not a great defender. LeBron cannot sustain playing defense and offense for 40 minutes a night or 35 minutes a night or whatever it is on a night-to-night basis at 40 years old. So to me, that's the bigger issue, which is why you need to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of this roster for this particular season. And I would imagine Austin Reeves is going to go to the bench and be their sixth man kind of moving forward. That's what I would do.
Or is Austin Reeves now a piece that you can move?
Maybe. I mean, yes. I mean, teams would want him, but I don't know. Like, are you going to trade him for, like, Claxton from Brooklyn? Like, he'd be a good – because really what Luka needs, he doesn't need a spacer. He needs a roller. Like, he needs a guy who sets good screens and is a vertical lob threat. See, like DeAndre and I did the same thing. We did that.
Cap doesn't know about this gesture.
Cap, you know about
Let me take a look. Oh, there's DeAndre. Okay, all right. Okay, pretty good.
There's a vertical lob threat, Cappy.
I like a vertical lob threat. I actually thought you guys might have kind of gone with the underhand version, but you guys went with the overhand version. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw reports, too, about Robert Williams as well being a potential target for the Lakers as far as a lob threat that can utilize with, Luka in the pick-and-roll game. I mean, but he's a guy that can't stay healthy on the court either, so I don't know if you really want to get a guy like him right now.
Yeah. So, look, there's just those types of guys, right? Yeah, Time Lord is one of those guys, right? Like, but he's never healthy, to your point, right? Like, so there are those type of guys out there. Like, if you told me in a perfect world that Robert Williams, Time Lord, would be healthy, I mean, he's exactly the type of player you would want. Good defender, defends the rim, rolls to the basket really hard, sets good screens. Like, that's the type – and you can get him cheap, I would imagine. You don't need to give up Austin Reeves for that. So, like, yeah, like that's the type of stuff you need to look for here over the next couple of days. And, because I wouldn't give up – if I'm the Lakers, I'm not trying to give up that 2031 pick. You're going to need that to help Luka get some guys and whatever, and LeBron perhaps if he's still around. You need that as ammunition to build the rest of this team. And Austin Reeves, I would only move. And first of all, he only makes $13 million or whatever it is. So it's not like he can fetch you a great player in return without aggregating salaries. So,
yeah, I just I feel like when it comes to Charles Barkley, this basketball like philosophy talk that people have. That, okay, LeBron is a ball-dominant player and Luka is a ball-dominant player. And how can you have these two ball-dominant guys on the same floor at the same time when both guys need the ball in their hand? Like, I don't really look at it as analytically as a former NBA player like Charles Barkley would look at it. I just look at it from an ego perspective, which is this. Can LeBron welcome Luka and say he's 25 years old, he's got all the skill. He's got the shooting range that we've desperately needed on this team for a really long time. Luka, welcome. It's your team, and I'm here to support it. Now, I got it. I'm LeBron, all right? And I got it that you looked up to me as a kid. But I'm here to say that on the floor, when it comes to every night, we got to run through you, and I'm a complementary piece to your game, not you have to fit into my game.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about that part of it. Like, again, offensively, I think they're going to eventually figure it out fairly quickly. Like, you're talking about two of the highest IQ guys in the sport. So I'm not super worried about that part of it.
And I think the other thing is, and I don't think we've really talked about this, and I haven't seen a whole lot about it, is J.J. Redick, in his first year as a head coach.
He's doing good.
He's doing very well.
See, all you guys who questioned me, you just say that because he was your like buddy and teammate on ESPN, blah, blah, blah.
Well, who was doing that?
Me. All these numbskulls out there.
All right. Well, let me just tell you something. He does have a history with Luka.
He does. He was his teammate.
Right.
By the way, so was Dorian Finney-Smith.
So he knows his
and
game.
And Luka loves Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah. So I think that, JJ looking at Luka and saying, wow, I know this kid. Not just watching his highlights on SportsCenter or scouting him on film. Mm-hmm. Like, I legitimately know this kid.
Yeah, he was his teammate for like a minute, and
I
he
understand.
competed against him for a while. Yeah.
But at least there's that relationship that's baked in.
Yeah.
So for me, I hear what Charles is saying. I understand the basketball skepticism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have it. in this relationship.
Yeah, I don't.
Can I just say though, regardless with the big man issues and all that stuff the Lakers need to address in the come trade deadline.
Yeah.
We've seen moments where Lakers did go a small ball lineup with DFS and Vanderbilt in there, and obviously at the time Max Christie was on the roster, so we've seen them in spurts do the small ball lineup. Say if the Lakers did not made a trade for a big man, and they decide, okay, we can utilize this small ball. It wouldn't work, right? As far as how teams are.
That's not a
long-term
solution. Yeah. Like, I don't think Jared Vanderbilt is Draymond Green. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's that. So, no. Like, I think you can do that in small doses. Yeah.
And the two bodies that are coming with Luka, and I call them
Maxi
bodies.
Kleber is out. Yeah, he's hurt.
Right. And
He's done for
Markieff
the
Morris hasn't played very much either.
Hey, look, if Maxi Kleber was healthy, he would be your small ball 5 because he's an excellent defender and he shoots the ball very well. But he's not available. So there you go.
How long is he out for?
I believe the rest of the season.
Oh,
really?
His foot, I believe, right?
Yeah. I believe the rest of the season. Hey, real quick, we got Radio Tinder coming up in just a second, so we will
get to Radio Tinder.
Yeah, and we'll actually probably talk about something not named Luka for literally 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But then we're going to get right back to Luka because I actually think that there's a Pelinka, Nico Harrison aspect to this that I want to get into.
Okay.
But first, let me tell you about my guy Jacob. Obviously, incredibly concerned about the impact these wildfires have had here in the Southland. The wildfires can leave lasting scars on our homes, health, and communities. And if you've been injured or dealing with damage to your property, you don't have to face this horrific situation alone. Just call Jacob. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So when disaster strikes, your recovery shouldn't be a fight. Let Jacob and his team do the fighting for you and provide the representation that you deserve while getting you what you're owed. So if you have any questions about what transpired during the wildfires and you were a victim of any of it, call Jacob for a free consultation at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Jacob and his team, they have thoughts and prayers, obviously, with all of you that are dealing with this, have been affected by these wildfires, either directly or indirectly through friends or loved ones. So if you or someone you know has been injured or suffered property damage due to these wildfires, call Jacob for a free case review. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com. Jacob and his team, guys, they're here to help. So together, we will rebuild.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
This is crazy because, I never thought AD would be gone before LeBron as a Laker fan. Never in a million years. Nobody.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Hey guys, it's Mina Kimes, host of the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, here to tell you about a live podcast taping I am doing in Los Angeles Monday, February 3rd, right before the Super Bowl. I am joined by Greg Rosenthal, Jordan Rodriguez, Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, and the Rams' own Kobe Turner. 100% of your ticket proceeds go to wildfire relief here in Los Angeles. Check it out, minapodlive.com.
Hey parents, another fun fact for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. They are open 7 days a week, so your child can be seen any day of the week, and they take emergencies, which is obviously something you need to be aware of because you never know when those emergencies will come about.
Our game.
The game's about to start. Where's the guac?
You didn't think I'd forget, did you? Northgate Gonzalez Market makes the freshest guacamole every day, but the best part is they make it exactly how I want it.
Northgate Gonzalez Market uses the freshest ingredients to make our famous guacamole. Pick up our daily fresh guacamole or have it made to order with only the ingredients you want your way. Win with Northgate Gonzalez Market's authentic fresh guacamole. Now that was a great call. The guacamole from Northgate Gonzalez Market. It's the flavor that unites us. Northgate Gonzalez Market. Every visit has a story.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in the zone.
This whole report for free?
That's right. Printed and on your phone for free.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Ooh, Sesame Street.
I love Sesame Street. It's Elmo's birthday. Man, how old is Elmo? Let's see. How old do you think that Elmo is?
How old is Elmo? Elmo was like from the 90s, right? Originally, no? Oh, like, how old do they portray him as? Is that what you're asking?
No, it's his birthday, so I guess that means that's just when he debuted. Okay.
So I would say late 90s, mid to late 90s?
You're way off.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
He's older than me. He's older than me.
Oh, it's
Really?
earlier.
Yeah.
Really? I thought Elmo was a 90s character.
He debuted on Sesame Street in 1980.
Whoa.
I don't remember that. He must not have been a prominent character because I don't remember him on Sesame Street as a kid.
either.
I do when I was really, really young because I remember, like, you know, the learning about emotions and stuff from Elmo.
No, because when I was a kid, and listen, I was 3 years old in 1980. So, like, when I watched Sesame Street, it was Big Bird, it was Mr. Snuffleupagus, it was Oscar the Grouch, Bert and Ernie, right? Anyone else I'm missing, Cappy?
Cookie Monster?
Oh, Cookie Monster.
Right.
Cookie.
How about
the Count?
What about Grover?
Oh, I love the Count. Oh, yeah, Grover.
Yeah.
See, to me,
I loved Grover.
See, I felt like Elmo was just the red Grover. Like they just said, we got Grover.
Yeah.
We need a red guy. We got a
And he
blue
was
guy.
like
Let's get a red guy.
He was like a kid.
But he's like he's younger, and Grover is like older.
Right. Grover was like
Elmo's
an
like a
adult
toddler. Elmo's got to be, I don't know what, like 5. You know, like that's the age he's portrayed as, right?
Yeah, I would imagine the age he's portrayed as is what?
3.5.
No, it's got to be more than that.
I don't
now.
know.
Really?
But I think originally that was the idea, right? He was like a toddler, you know?
I love him.
Yeah.
Elmo's great.
Elmo loves you too.
Who's the guy that so my nephew
Jeff
loves.
Passan does a mean Elmo.
He does a great Elmo.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? Mr. Noodle. I loved when Mr. Noodle's newer. He's probably more of this era. But
I
I
don't know
remember,
Mr. Noodle,
yeah, he was like this old guy and he didn't talk. And he had Elmo has a goldfish Dory, and then Mr. Noodle's like a guy. He kind of looks like a clown.
Oh,
but
no, I know who Mr. Noodle is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Mr. Noodle.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Oh, yeah.
so silly. I love me some Mr. Noodle.
Dude, I had a good run with Elmo. Quite a good run.
Good for you, Captain.
Through 4 kids, probably from about 1999 through about 2010-11. Yeah, I had a nice run with Elmo.
Also, I loved Tickle Me Elmo, even though
Loved
I was
Tickle Me
like
Elmo.
probably
Dude, that thing
10
was
at that
like
point.
that thing was like the hardest thing to find
Yes.
apparently back in the day.
That was one of those toys where my mom had to like wait in line and like, you know, beat off crowds of other people to
Did
get
your mom
it.
ever get into a fight in a Toys R Us over
Probably.
Tickle Me Elmo? Really?
I asked her, I was like, Mom, you always got us like the Cabbage Patch Kid, the Tickle Me Elmo, like the Furbies when those were the things. And I was like, did you ever get in fights with people? She's like, I remember people, you know, like fights busting out, but no. My mom was just like, had her eye on the prize.
Got it.
All right, so
Yep.
I have a quick Cleveland alert for you guys.
Oh.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Oh, yeah, you were not happy this afternoon or this morning.
No, I'm. So you
it's not Myles Garrett?
No, I wasn't going to get into Myles Garrett
Oh.
because you know what? The Browns are on my no oxygen list right now.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
No
The no oxygen list. Well, that's straight out of the Clinton Yates playbook.
Sure is. But the Cavs, on the other hand, they did just announce that Donovan Mitchell was named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, so congrats to him. However, over this weekend, the Cavaliers introduced the first ever NBA service dog. And this is the cutest thing ever. So Reggie is the NBA's first service dog in training, and once he's fully trained, he's going to be matched with a U.S. veteran or first responder with disabilities through America's Vet Dogs Puppy with a Purpose initiative. So in the meantime, Reggie is like this cute little, I think he's a golden retriever or, he's a lab. Yeah, he's a Labrador retriever. And they keep showing all these videos on the Cavs Instagram and Twitter account of him, like, interacting with the players. He was at the games over the weekend. And, he's just like, it's like a cute thing where he's like socializing with the Cavs players, with the fans, going to games. And then he's also showing up at some of like the community service events. So I think this is really cool, and I want to ask, do you guys think that other NBA teams maybe, introducing like a service dog in the NBA, or is this just like the Cavs? Is this a swipe left or swipe right?
This was your Cleveland alert over Myles Garrett?
Listen, this is light and fun conversation. We're not talking about how bad the Browns suck and that Myles Garrett wants to be traded. We're talking about
how bad the Browns
Myles
suck.
Garrett. Well, the Chargers are like in the top 3 in the betting favorites.
Cool, but
really?
Reggie the service dog is like the greatest thing ever.
I thought the Eagles. The Eagles were like number 1.
Oh
right?
yeah, man, let Howie cook,
Really?
man.
Yeah.
Really? Because I would love to see him go team up with Max Crosby and go to the Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I saw somebody say, but I think the worm is turning. I mean, they got all the worm is turning makes a lot of sense because they got all this cap space.
Yeah, but so do the Raiders. Raiders have more cap space than
Yeah,
anybody.
but why would you want to go to the Raiders?
Because there's a whole new era coming to the Raiders.
Wait, if you don't
What
want
do you
to
mean
play
get
for
out
the
of
Browns, then you just as badly don't want to play for the Raiders.
Correct.
Yeah, but wait a second.
Yeah.
Did you see how much they just paid Chip Kelly to be their offensive coordinator?
Oh gosh.
It doesn't
the highest
matter,
paid
though.
offensive coordinator, $6 million a year. There is going to be a whole new sheriff in town, and I'd like to see Myles Garrett go
I
to
don't think he
the
wants
Raiders.
to go there if he's trying to win Super Bowls right now in the peak of his career. He's not going to the Raiders.
Well, I'm a Raider fan, so that's what I want.
You don't care about the Reggie, the service dog?
I mean, yeah, that's cool. We just did it to get back to that because we knew you would be kind of like we're kind of poking you a little bit and being
No,
so you
you're
didn't
not. I had no idea.
You didn't want to
No
talk
clue.
about it.
By the way, speak of Cleveland alert.
Cappy would be
this, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Cappy was with your boy James.
Yeah, Cappy sent a picture over the weekend. Look who I just hung out with. He saw
last night.
Jameis.
You have some
Last
crab
night here in
legs
New
with him?
Orleans. No crab legs with Jameis last night, but last night I'm walking the streets of New Orleans. Here comes Jameis right at me, and I'm like, oh, damn, what's up? And like he sees
What
me,
did
I
he
see
say?
him.
What did he say?
He's like, what's up? And then we hugged it out, and then I'm like, let's grab a pic. And then we did.
Yeah.
You guys hugged it out for real?
Yeah.
Did he bring it in or did you?
I brought it in.
You eat a W, Cap? Did you eat a W?
Yeah, you should have done that in the picture.
You mean like where you take your finger? How do
Yeah.
you do that? With the
You
W?
take the
the
W
W
and he's
up
like,
and
you gotta
then-
eat a W.
Yeah.
I can't. I gotta twist my fingers like. Okay, I think I just did it. Is this right? Did I do it right?
Fox hiring Jameis to be like their digital correspondent for Super Bowl week is a brilliant idea, by the way, because he's just like, he's just quote gold. Anyway, DeAndre's got the next one.
Oh, go D.
All right, so we understand how much this magnitude of Luka getting traded to the Lakers and AD going to the Mavericks. I mean, we see Laker fans are ecstatic for having Luka. I'm gonna play a clip for you guys of a Mavericks fan and how he felt about Luka leaving Dallas.
I've been a Mavericks fan my whole entire life since I've been a baby. This is the worst moment in the history of my life. This is ridiculous. This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player? How are we trading the franchise player? We went to the NBA Finals. He's supposed to have a statue. He's supposed to have a statue. Dirk got a statue right there. It's supposed to be Luka right there. Why we don't got a statue for Luka? This new management is putting profit over fans. Profit over fans. Feel me? They're not worried about the fans. They don't care that we've invested 7 years of it believing in Luka, believing in building a team around Luka. They don't care about that. They just want to make their gambling money, make a couple hundred.
I mean, listen.
I saw this. This guy's an idiot.
The Mavs fans are losing their mind, and understandably so.
They brought a coffin out in front of
with
the
a Mavs
arena.
logo on it. Yeah. And I get it. Like, Mark Cuban did everything he could to win. Like, he was always all in on trying to get whatever he could. They were always in the mix. What is your question, D, by the way? I don't mean to hijack
No,
it.
you're good. My question is, do Mavericks fans have the right to be crashing out
question.
like this? Swipe
no
left, swipe right.
question. I mean, dude. Right. I mean, John said it earlier. It's like if the Lakers would have traded Shaq or Kobe in, like, when they were 25 years old. Like, well, actually, I think the Lakers, when did they trade for Shaq? Shaq might have been, well, whatever. Either way. The point is, yes. Like, if you, you're talking about an all-timer, and you're trading him at 25 years old. There's no Laker fan who is listening to that and say, they could be laughing because it's like, haha, we got him. But if they're being empathetic, they're like, oh, man, yeah, like, I would never want to be in that position. Like, so I get it.
I'm not being empathetic about it. I saw this guy, he was really making a spectacle of himself. He started, this chant, sell the team, sell the team. And then there was a guy who pulled out of the arena, and he was driving in a convertible, and this same guy started yelling, "He works for the team, let's get him!" And the guy had to speed off.
I saw that.
Honestly,
I saw that.
What
I don't condone that.
What are you going to create a riot over this?
Yeah,
Come on,
I don't condone
freaking
that.
moron.
I don't condone any of that. But what I would say is, Mavs fans have gone full conspiracy. Have you seen this stuff on the internet? They think the
so
Anderson
many
family is trying to tank
conspiracies,
the team because
Ireland was saying that
because they want. It's because of that. He's probably read it on the internet. Their fans have created this narrative, whether it's fair or not. That because they're casino people, the Sands, they own the Sands in Las Vegas, that they're trying to get gambling into Texas, which makes sense that they would try to get that, and then they'd build the arena around this casino they want to build. But the Texas legislature has been no, giving them the stiff arm. So the Mavs fans think they're trying to move it to Vegas. First of all, I don't see Adam Silver saying, yeah, you can move the team to Vegas when he's going to get $4 or $5 billion for an expansion franchise. First of all, the owners would not go for that. There's no way that they would give that up, that opportunity to have that kind of revenue coming into the league.
Here's just one other side note to that. There are some people that think that the Mavericks will be better because they have Anthony Davis.
Well, I think in the short term they can. It depends.
But not all the fans are coming out oh, I'm happy we got 80. It's all been about why did we get rid of Luka?
Right.
Why did we get rid of
That's
Luka?
exactly right.
Yeah.
There has been no positive. We love the fact that we got Anthony Davis. We didn't just trade Luka for nothing. We traded him for a guy who, according to your general manager, defense wins championships, and they just upgraded their defense significantly.
I feel Happy, to your point earlier about him having the reputation for being street clothes, I think a lot of Mavs fans that sticks with them, and they don't realize how good Anthony Davis has been, especially over the past year.
Yeah, I agree. I think once AD starts to play some games,
him and Kyrie, they're going to cook.
They're going to be good. But we'll get into it on the other side because I want to get in. This is what I really want to get into on the other side about Nico and Pelinka and kind of what happens kind of to them now moving forward.
I want to hear that.
Oh, you want to hear it? You're not going to be an active participant?
No, I'm going to listen and I'm going to react. But I'm going to guess you may have some information or some knowledge that I personally do not have. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about this because I heard all these stories this weekend about what he was at Nike and deals he tried to put together and how, Kobe and Pelinka and how they were connected and how long these relationships have been going on.
All three of those guys.
So I want to hear it. Maybe I won't be an active participant. I don't know.
Yeah. But, Cappy, tell us about your home away from home first.
I would love to. The East Central Hotel in downtown L.A., right across the street from where we are at L.A. Live. I'm not there right now. I'm down here in New Orleans. But right across the street from L.A. Live. And it is the perfect place to stay when you're coming into downtown L.A. I was recommending last night to a friend of mine who went to the Grammys. He's like, what's the name of the hotel you stay at? I say, I stay at the East Central right across the street. He said, how is it? I said, it's awesome. The location is perfect. The rooms are bigger than any other rooms in downtown L.A. The towels are the softest you've ever felt in your life. The Nixo Lounge, you're going to get done with the Grammys, walk across the street, have a nice cocktail in the morning, the brand new gym. But it always comes down to this. Where do you want to be? If you're coming down to downtown L.A. for a game, for a museum, for a restaurant, you're going to stay the night, you're going to wake up the next morning, you're going to walk the streets, there is no better place to stay than the East Central. And the last thing I want to say is this. I was over at the East Central last week, and I was visiting with their general manager, Robert Montez. Shout out to Robert. They've been accommodating, and I say accommodating, housing all of these firefighters that have been working the fires here in L.A. And the people who work in the East Central, they're the difference makers. Okay, because it's a very tight-knit group of people that work there. It's a very much a family. It's not a big mega hotel. And the people who were working at the East Central wanted to do their part to help the firefighters, so they were showing up early to work so that the firefighters who were leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning had coffee and food and were able to get out there and do their thing. So even the folks who work at the East Central were making their contribution. So I would say this. If you're coming into downtown L.A., book your next day at the East Central Hotel. The website is eastcentralhotel.com. That's eastcentralhotel.com. The East Central Hotel in downtown L.A., entertainment's official address.
And it is Island Super Week on 710 ESPN. Callers number 7 and number 10 Right now, you get to pick a square on our Island Super Square board for your chance to win fabulous prizes from Island's restaurants. Island Boy! Who has the coldest beer in town? Of course, our favorite Island's restaurants with those frosty mugs.
All right, parents, here's some fun facts for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. First tooth, first visit. Once those teeth pop out, you gotta bring them to Children's Dental Fun Zone. And as far as ortho is concerned, you gotta get those kids here by the age of 8.
Hey guys, it's Mina Kimes, host of the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, here to tell you about a live podcast taping I am doing in Los Angeles Monday, February 3rd, right before the Super Bowl. I am joined by Greg Rosenthal, Jordan Rodriguez, Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, and the Rams' own Kobe Turner. 100% of your ticket proceeds go to wildfire relief here in Los Angeles. Check it out, minapodlive.com.
In John Ireland, tomorrow at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
Want to sell your home because you're downsizing? Call Seller's Advantage. Want to sell the home that you've inherited? Call Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your home and take advantage of your equity? Call Seller's Advantage. No matter what your reason for selling, Seller's Advantage will make you a competitive cash offer and can close in as little as days or as long as you need. Don't worry about the condition of your home. You don't need to pay for costly repairs because they buy as is. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for over 20 years, focusing on helping sellers get the highest offer possible without having to get it ready for the market or deal with agents or pay commissions. They make selling easy and painless. They'll even offer you a $10,000 advance for moving and other expenses. If it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a no-obligation offer. Call 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-397-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This Black History Month, National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you with flexible online classes and career-focused resources, so you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Visit nu.edu to learn more. That's nu.edu.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Frozen here on the ladder of my life. Too late.
Great song, man.
It is a great song.
It reminds me of you dressed up in the Elton John Dodgers outfit, sitting there at the piano.
That was hot, no doubt about it.
I showed
Rocking
that
out.
picture to somebody recently. I don't remember who. Oh, it was Mike Breen.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about, I don't know what we were talking. We were talking about like bets or pranks or something like that. We were at dinner one night and just a few weeks ago, and I showed him. I said, yeah, we had this bet with my co-host, and I showed him, and he laughed. He thought it was very funny.
Did he say bang?
Did he say bang?
No, the reason we got onto that conversation is we were talking about like concerts that we had seen that were like fun, and I talked about Elton John, and then I brought this up. Yeah, he did not say bang. No,
that's too bad. Bang, bang, bang. By the way, George, I got up at the commercial break and looked around, and bro,
yo,
I'm in the New Orleans Convention Center by myself.
Right.
Like, I am just here,
Yeah,
a
it's
man
like
alone.
8 o'clock, right?
Just you and the security guards.
Yeah, it's 6:52 p.m. here locally. Of course, 4:52 back home.
No Ross Tucker?
I don't see him.
Well, it's also Monday, right? Because none of the afternoon shows would be there. Well,
They're all flying,
actually,
like,
right?
today.
Because it would be. It's almost 8 o'clock on the East Coast, so the
Yeah.
afternoon shows
Yeah.
would be done in an hour ago, almost.
Yeah. And so the tonight here at the Super Bowl is the like opening ceremonies.
Oh yeah, they have the NFL that Roger Goodell party, right?
I don't know if it's Goodell party. I think they call it opening ceremonies. So they probably bring the teams back out onto the field.
Oh yeah.
A couple of interviews here and there.
Honestly, I don't care about any of that stuff. Like I can't. I want to watch the game. Like, I'm not worried about all this stuff. Even the media days become like contrite to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I'm here for the main reason I came down here.
Well, you came to see your kid.
I'm here. Well, so my daughter goes to school down here. So I'm like, okay, well, I can go do some broadcasts from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I can also see and hang out with my daughter.
Yeah.
So
it's a write-off.
Yeah, it kind of works out great. Kind of works out perfectly.
Yeah.
You know?
So, Cappy, here's the thing with this trade, this Luka trade.
Yeah, tell me. Tell me the thing.
Well, with Pelinka and Nico Harrison specifically,
Mm-hmm.
it like, Lindsay and I were talking about like what's at stake with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think that what's at stake for Pelinka is more short-term in a lot of ways because Luka can opt out in 2026, and I believe he, if he doesn't sign the extension next year when it can be offered to him, then he's clearly going to test free agency. So you have, if you're the Lakers, you have about a year or so, 18 months, whatever it is, to prove to Luka, hey, this is the place for you. So I don't think the job is done by any stretch of the imagination for Rob Pelinka. I think it's just getting started.
I was looking at Bobby Marks from ESPN, the front office executive guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know we've
Great
had him on the
Sedano
show
and
many
Kap
times.
appearance about getting thrown up on a roller coaster.
Right. He was at Universal Studios,
Yeah.
and a kid threw up on him, which was great. I was trying to figure out exactly what he was saying here. So Luka's current contract, George,
Yes.
is a total of $115 million.
No. He lost $115 million. Are you
Well,
saying total of what's left on the
yeah, I'm
contract?
so
oh,
this
okay,
year,
yes, that sounds right. Yes.
So this year he's $43 million. Next year is $46 million. And the following year is
I thought you were referring to the
$49 million.
total of whatever the contract was he just signed a couple years ago. Yeah,
It's fine. So
yes, that sounds right.
Then he can sign an extension.
He's extension eligible next year.
Right. So next year he would be extension eligible,
and that extension would kick in the 26-27 season if he wants to.
Right. So theoretically what he could do is 26, 27, 28, 29, getting himself to 2030.
Correct.
He would have a grand total of those 4 years at about $230 million. I'm rounding
That
numbers,
sounds
okay?
about right, yes.
Okay. But then he could also do, this is according to Bobby, he could do something else, which is he could do a 2+1 extension.
Right.
Where instead of it being the 228, he would do it for 165, because then the next contract that Luka would be able to sign would be the
would be able to do the
2028,
Supermax with the Lakers, yes.
which would be a 5-year. You ready for this number?
Yeah.
Now we're starting to get into some Ohtani numbers.
Yeah, it's going to be like $500 million.
5 years, $418 million.
Yeah, it's going to be nearly $500 million, yeah.
So
right, but that would be smart because by then they would have his bird rights. He can then do the Supermax if he fits the criteria, et cetera, et cetera. It's a little bit of a bet, but I think it would be the way to go if I were him.
If I'm the Lakers.
But by the way, again, my point stands is that if you're Pelinka, your job's just getting started. You got to prove to him that you can build a winner around him.
There's no doubt. But, of course, the intangible that everybody understands, and I'm sure Luka himself will understand, is when you're not from the United States and you're from Europe, but you're already a star internationally, the difference between playing for the Lakers and playing for the Mavericks is like the difference between playing for the New York Giants versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. You understand what I'm saying?
I would say, or like playing for the Dodgers as opposed to like the Padres.
It's a good example. I would say it's probably more like playing for the Dodgers versus playing for the Marlins. You know?
No, I don't think the Dallas Mavericks are like that. Like, the Dallas Mavericks have been in the thick of it for 20-something years, man.
I'm just making the point that you're going from a team that, listen, Dallas is a big market, okay? But Dallas is not like some international destination.
No, I agree.
You know? And moreover, forget about where. It's the brand of the organization. You know? Dallas got hot, especially in the last 15 or so years.
By the way, you didn't like that Padres comparison.
Well, I was trying to...
Got a little too personal there.
Well, I was trying to make it more like here's the biggest and the best, and here's like the lowest end.
No, I don't think it's the lowest end.
And Dallas is not the lowest end.
But that's where I would disagree. I don't believe Dallas is the lowest end in the NBA.
No, but when it comes to the brand of the Lakers.
No, of course. But the Lakers are in their own stratosphere, is what I would say.
And because the Lakers.
But let's not diminish the Mavericks either.
I'm not trying to diminish
Mark
them.
Cuban, it sounds diminishing like to me.
I'm just saying that when you're an international star, playing for the Lakers is a really great opportunity.
Sure, no question.
You know, a much greater opportunity than what is a basketball opportunity in Dallas. This is a whole different world playing for the Lakers. The brand of the Lakers, the international reach, and then all the other things you can get yourself involved in because you're a Laker. That, frankly, Dallas is a great city. Mavericks are a good organization. They were in the finals a year ago. That's a basketball opportunity. This is a much bigger opportunity for Luka, is my opinion.
Sure. But I still think if he wants to win a championship, they have to prove to him they can put the winner around him.
Don't disagree necessarily.
Like, I don't think Luka's sticking around just because he can get more endorsement money or whatever, or more financial opportunities. Luka wants to win a championship, bro. If he doesn't win a championship, he's gonna deal with some of the, like, LeBron stuff that he dealt with, that Kevin Durant dealt with, right? Like, he's that good where he's got to win championships. So, and look, one would assume that can happen here because historically that's been the case. But what I'm saying is there is a finite opportunity here for it to be proven to him before he can opt out and test free agency. So there is a little pressure on Pelinka is what I'm saying.
But that finite opportunity is what, 3 years?
Not even. It's 18 months.
Is that all it is?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going back to that contract with Bobby Marks, the way he broke it all down.
No, but he can opt out in 2026. He has a player option that summer.
The 2026-2027 season for $48 or $49 million. He's got the player option thereafter, right?
He's got a player option, yes.
So where are we? What year is this?
No, I'm talking about after the after 25-26. So in 18 months, he can opt out.
At the end of the 27.
At the end of next season, he can opt out.
All right, you're confusing me.
No, I'm not. It's very simple. 18 months at the end of next season.
I know, but I didn't even know what year it was. I forgot.
Well, I mean, that's kind of on you. I don't know what to tell you.
Is this the 2020? Let me ask you a question.
Kind of on you.
Is this the 2024-2025 season?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, and next year's the 2025-2026 season?
Correct.
Yes.
Usually
Okay,
that's how
and
that
then the
works.
next season's the 26-27 season?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm caught up. Okay.
You know what comes after that, Cappy?
What's that? I didn't know.
So anyway, and then for Harrison, the reality is he better win a championship within the next 2 years, in my opinion. Because if that doesn't happen, you think it's bad now with those fans? Oh boy.
Oh yeah, they'll run him out of town.
He'll be out of a job, no doubt. So,
and by the way, here's the other thing.
Yeah.
If Anthony Davis's abdominal strain
is more severe than we think,
right, and he misses more time,
yeah,
then it's also going to get bad for him.
All
And and in the next year, let's say the injuries do start to pile up because we're giving him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
For having played a lot in the last 2 years.
Uh-huh.
If he ain't available,
yeah,
it's going to be bad.
How
again.
about you be available to tell us about Real Father's Rights, and we can get more into the Lakers stuff because we're, again, way over the break.
I would love to. Hey, listen, Real Father's Rights. Guys, look, these are your kids too, okay? And you as a father are an essential part of the upbringing of your child. You know this. But the legal system oftentimes, and unfairly, by the way, favors the mother in custody disputes. Real Father's Rights is here to help fathers fight for their rights. Real Father's Rights fighting for dads and scoring for their kids. We're going to help you guys out by leveling the playing field. If you are a dad and you are feeling sidelined in your child's life, we are going to get you the justice you deserve. The Father's Rights attorneys helping fathers navigate family court, child custody, child support, divorce, domestic violence, restraining orders. We're going to help you with all of it. We service L.A., Orange County, the Inland Empire, and San Diego. And here's our number, and it's only for 710 listeners. 833-ESPN 710. 833-ESPN 710. Guys, if you're going through it, let Mark get real at Real Fathers Rights. Here's our website. It's RFR, Real Fathers Rights, RFR710.com. That's RFR710.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. When you get into an auto collision and damage your vehicle, there's only one spot for you to call.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Seller's Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
All right, parents, here's some fun facts for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. First tooth, first visit. Once those teeth pop out, you gotta bring them to Children's Dental Fun Zone. And as far as ortho is concerned, you gotta get those kids here by the age of 8.
Hey guys, it's Mina Kimes, host of the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, here to tell you about a live podcast taping I am doing in Los Angeles Monday, February 3rd, right before the Super Bowl. I am joined by Greg Rosenthal, Jordan Rodriguez, Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, and the Rams' own Kobe Turner. 100% of your ticket proceeds go to wildfire relief here in Los Angeles. Check it out, minapodlive.com.
For people to try it for themselves.
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text FLASH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SLASH to 321-321. That's slash to 321-321.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after Greenie.
If someone wrote a diss track about you that won every Grammy it was able to get, you would go into hiding. DeMarco, Factor Cap.
Oh, Cap, I'd be out in front. I'd be blasting the song. Are you kidding me?
Someone calling you what he calls him?
The song about me just won a Grammy. I could care less what you say. The song about me...
Even with the particular accusations within the song.
You're missing the point. The song about me just won a Grammy. I'd be playing it too. Okay. I'll go back to what Eazy-E said. This, God rest his soul. When he pulled up in L.A., or wherever he pulled up, and there's 1,000 people outside burning NWA records. Mm-hmm. He was like, well, how do you feel about that? I can care less. They already bought them.
Right.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Fathers Rights. Real Fathers Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
Hey, time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Beep-ba-da-boop. Do-da-da-da. Cappy's in the bathroom, exploding in the toilet. I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing there had to be at some point some...
Maybe he ran into Ross Tucker.
Semblance of that, yes.
He did say the restroom was very, very far.
Well, why would he go now? I mean, I guess if he doesn't have a choice.
After his live read, why didn't he do it after one of my live reads? Yeah. Give him more time.
I hope he didn't bring the white Spanx with him on this trip.
He could have waited because I had to do LAX after, at some point. Well, this is the commercial free, right? So he had to wait till 5:30. I mean, I waited. You
gotta go.
Once I had the coffee, forget it. Now it's going right through me. This water is I got to keep drinking water. You broke the seal.
I hope he packed extra underpants.
Yeah, exactly. We're way late because Cappy's he talks too much. He does. He always wants to extend the conversation right before the break.
He does.
Let me give you this other idea that will last 6 minutes.
And we'll tell you. I will go back to the tape. I was looking at the top of the hour, and I'm going, why are we here at this time? We should have broken earlier.
You never
No.
that.
George tried 3 times because even me and DeAndre were laughing about how George was just kind of uh-huh, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I was humming you. When I you, that means we got to go, bro.
All right. If you guys all say so. But
Did you pack your extra underpants,
Did you pack
Cappy?
more underpants because you were pooping yourself?
You guys don't even understand. I got those new Skims. Remember I told you about those Skims?
Yeah, you said you're not wearing the white ones.
Refuse to wear the white ones.
Yeah.
And here's why. How sometimes when you order something online, they give you choices of how you want stuff shipped?
Yeah.
Right? So, the free version is 5 to 7 business days or something.
Yeah.
And you can pay, and it'll be there in 3 days, or you can pay a lot more, and it'll be there overnight, right? Well, of course, I was too cheap to have the Skims delivered faster.
Even though they're free for you.
No, I paid for them. I paid bought 5 pairs for $80.
This is after he got the free ones.
And I got 2 pairs of free ones. I got the gray ones and the white ones.
Okay, anyway, go ahead.
But it was really only getting 1 pair because I can't wear the white ones.
Okay, got it.
So, of course, the Skims showed up today rather than before I left.
Oh.
So now I'm down to I have 1 pair of Skims.
Yeah, you should give some to Luka.
You think Luka's the kind of guy that wears white underpants?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
for all the talk about how fat he is.
Cap.
Come on, man.
What?
That's a little rude.
You don't think it was rude that the Dallas Mavericks insulted him on his way out the door?
I didn't hear the Dallas Mavericks call him anything.
Oh, my God.
They lamented his conditioning.
Every reporter was like, I've spoken to the team's general manager, and one of their biggest problems was his eating habits, his drinking habits, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they knocked the guy on the way out the door. To me, this whole notion of his conditioning is an excuse for an organization that's trading a superstar at 25 years old to try and sell the fan base on the reason we got rid of him is because he's going to eat his way out of the league.
I don't think they're just doing that to sell the fan base. I think they're doing that because they actually believe it.
I was listening to the Hoop Collective podcast Saturday night with Brian Windhurst and Tim McMahon, and I believe it was Tim McMahon.
Sounds exciting.
It
Tim
was
McMahon
actually.
It
was very informative.
It was great, and honestly, Zach Lowe actually posted because he's no longer with the company. He hasn't done he can't do a podcast right now until his situation changes contractually. And he went on Twitter and posted an 18-minute thing. It was great. But I did listen to the Hoop Collective, and it was good. Why are you knocking Wendy's podcast,
You're like, oh, sounds exciting. I can't wait till Brian Windhurst is here in studio because he's in LA this week, and I did invite him in. And
You're
then
taking it wrong.
And then you have to explain to him why you did not think it was exciting.
It didn't sound great.
Nope, you're taking it all wrong.
Oh, yeah?
Well, before we get to that part of it, Cappy, I just want to say that Tim McMahon did a great job of explaining, the comparison he made was, the book The Big Short that they made the movie out of.
Yeah.
He said that it's like the Mavs are shorting Luka.
Right.
They're betting on him to fail. They're betting that his future in the NBA
That his
is
body
just
won't
going to
hold up.
Yeah,
Let me
that
tell
it's
you
just
something right now.
not going to go well.
If I had to bet on Luka or if I had to bet on AD, all my money's going on Luka.
No, but I don't think they're betting on AD long term. They're betting on AD right now.
Right, like the next 2-3 years. And on the flip side, you could make the argument that if you take Luka out of the current situation with Dallas and you pair him up with somebody like LeBron in LA where fitness and all these different trends as far as, extending your life and youth and all these things are in the forefront here, I think, in LA.
I think that you should introduce him to Body by Jake, Cappy.
Exactly.
I would love to. Don't quit. What I was saying about the Hoop Collective not sounding exciting on a Saturday night was that it was on a Saturday night.
But the biggest trade ever, the most surprising trade ever just happened, and I don't know about you, but
you go, and you got to go. Honestly, I was on with DeAndre on Instagram, dog.
You're right.
I couldn't sleep, and I was just I texted you guys in the group chat. I was like, can somebody please explain to me,
DeAndre and I were talking ball at in the middle of the night.
That's right.
And people were there.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's actually funny you say all that, Lindsay, because, you did come at me in our group chat on Saturday night.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You said,
well,
and here's what you said.
Time out for some context here, Cappy.
Yeah.
You were not responding to the group chat in real time. You were responding like the next day. So at that point.
Yeah, you did respond to that like much, much later.
At that point, it was kind of like, all right, the moment had passed and it wasn't funny.
Well,
it wasn't a funny little joke anymore.
But here's the thing. Here's what you said to me. You said, and let me just tell you, this is at 11:36 p.m. on Saturday night, and you told me, and here's what you quoted. You said, LeBron doesn't care about competing anymore, and then your next text was, he told you, Cappy.
Yeah, he did.
What did LeBron tell me?
I'm just saying, because, LeBron's got Luka now. So now he's like, oh, you didn't think I cared about competing? Well, guess what? Now I got Luka.
Yeah, but.
Again, Cappy, I think that the moment is past at that point. By the time you saw
but
it,
I'd like to hear your yeah, but what?
Yeah, but what did LeBron have to do with the trade? You guys have all told me that LeBron didn't even know. LeBron had no idea. So how is this a LeBron told me?
But,
I don't think that, right. But I don't disagree with the fact that – but I've always disagreed with your premise that LeBron doesn't want to win a championship or whatever it is you say.
Not my premise. My premise is that LeBron – has different priorities now.
No, but his priority is always still to try to win.
Well, that's what you think.
Okay.
It's not what I think.
Yeah.
I think that him being paired with Luka is kind of like, oh, yeah, well, you guys think I'm old and I'm washed. Well, guess what? Like, it's kind of like it'll be like a little revival for him.
He gets to be the mentor guy.
Yeah.
now.
And he doesn't have to be the one and, wait for 3 years for this guy to take over. Is he going to be? Is he not going to be? Yes, he's really good. He's an awesome player.
I mean, he turned over the reins of point guard and ball handling to Austin Reeves. You don't think he's excited to have Luka?
Yep.
I would think he's very excited to have Luka, but I had a lot of questions, which were if he wasn't involved in the trade or the talk.
We've been through this.
We've been through it,
Yeah.
and half the people agree with me, and half
I
the
don't know
people
about
agree
half.
with you.
I mean, that seems like
you know what? You're right.
It's
You're
not
right.
like you're doing the Pew Research poll.
You're
there,
right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. I think you're right. You're right. Like 75% of the people agree with me,
I
and like
personally
25% of the people agree with you.
I personally think after spending an hour on that topic,
I'm
feel
going to ask
like
Debbie what she thinks.
Yes,
Oh,
ask Debbie.
we know who Debbie will agree with. Debbie and Greg and PV. Those two we know who they'll agree with.
I just
Now,
think
by
that
the way, if you used my opinion, they'd still agree with you.
I think after we went, you guys went back and forth about that for an hour. I do think that, maybe there was some kind of knowledge or at least an inkling, whatever.
No.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Say
However,
it, Lindsay.
however,
Don't be afraid. Don't be
however,
intimidated.
based on how
No one's being
LeBron has
intimidated.
talked about Luka, ever since, it's everywhere.
but
you
I
saw all the
think-
tweets
I
and
think
everything.
that's-
They knew he would be excited, and he's not
Correct.
going to say no. He's
Correct.
not going to say no. Yeah, AD, you're great. You're my guy. But you know what? It's Luka.
Which, by the way, in the immediacy of it all, everyone was like, "Oh my God, is Golden State going to make another overture at LeBron? Will LeBron go want to play with them?
Yeah,
Is he
LeBron's
going to
not
waive
leaving.
his no trade clause?
Why would he leave?
And by the way, in short order, the next morning, Dave McMenamin, who I don't think slept a wink, wrote that LeBron doesn't intend to leave the Lakers. So
Let me
I
ask
think
you
there's
this
no
question.
chance he's leaving the Lakers now.
Let me ask you guys this. LeBron had a tweet on Sunday morning, I believe it was.
because there was a guy saying that he was tired. Bill Ryder was saying that he was tired of AD or whatever, and LeBron called him
He's grown frustrated with
right.
it.
So here's the quote. LeBron had grown frustrated with Anthony Davis. This is an NBA insider, Bill Ryder, who you just mentioned his name.
Insider, quote unquote. We'll use that term.
I don't I like Bill. Bill's great. I don't think he's just like an NBA insider. I think he's he's a journalist. He's a reporter.
Well, it says NBA insider. That's what CBS
Maybe
called
that's
their own
his
guy.
title there. I don't know. Yeah.
He's no
At
David
sports
McMenamin.
writer with some insights on how the Lakers got to this point. So Bill, who I don't know well, but I've met him a couple of times.
He's a mensch.
He's a nice guy, from what I know of him. Bill says, quote, LeBron had grown frustrated with Anthony Davis. At that point, LeBron comes out with his own tweet that says,
because CBS Sports had tweeted it. Yes. Yeah.
Right. And LeBron says, you an effing lie, and then puts out like a little emoji of like a kiss with a heart. And then I don't know what the other emoji is.
It's a clown emoji.
Oh, it's a clown? That's what that is?
Yeah.
Come on, Cap.
I mean,
I
seriously?
It doesn't look like a clown to me.
I mean, it's a clown.
It looks like a little like
Am I
teddy
clown
bear.
to you? Am I funny?
I amuse you?
I'm here to amuse you. I'm here to be funny. Funny how? He said it. He knows what he said. He's a big boy, Hendry.
By the way, He was definitely out with his family and probably, enjoying a nice bottle of wine because he meant to say liar and he said you effing lie.
Yeah, and so
he had a couple.
He meant to say
sips.
liar for sure. Yes.
I looked at that tweet and said, okay, LeBron is reading everything.
We get like a conspiracy theory here, music.
Well, I don't know, Cappy. I would imagine, like, if he didn't see it himself, which I'm sure he follows CBS Sports, someone probably said to him, hey, bro, this guy's talking about you, and then that's when he went over the top.
I will tell you this right now. I wish he would retweet one of my tweets.
That's all it was. That's
Yes.
what you said
So
in the group text.
Cappy sent in the group
In
text.
the group text, you were like, what do I got to do to get LeBron? And I'm like,
And George
well,
said,
first of
please
all,
don't.
it would-
I'm
and
like,
I said,
what-
please don't.
Yeah, well,
And
like, what could I possibly say
But it would also,
to get LeBron to retweet me?
It would also have to be like ESPN Los Angeles tweeting it,
Yeah.
not you.
That's too
Personally.
bad.
Because I would imagine he probably, I don't know, I don't think he follows ESPN Los Angeles. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But it would be, they have a wider reach than you do, so it would get on his radar quicker for sure.
Yeah, I got to talk to Carlo and see if I can get 710 to
No.
tweet some stuff that I say.
No.
Why? You think it's going to come back to you?
Of course it's
You
coming
think it's going to come back? You think it's going to be a
No-
reflection?
No question about it.
You think that next time he's not even going to look at your shoes and say nice shoes?
I'm actually wearing his shoes today.
Yeah. Well, of course. I'm going to get some
clean.
Lukas. I'm getting me some Lukas is
Yep.
what I'm getting.
I found out George already has Lukas. And I was
Well,
like,
yeah,
we
he's
gotta,
got Lukas.
we got to get you
I
some.
already
And he's
have
like, oh,
Lukas.
so now he's got to get more because he's going to be seeing him
Mateo's
regularly.
got Lucas too.
He told us he was getting the Lukas because he was going to wear them on Christmas Day to interview Luka after the game.
What about
Mateo
you?
and I have Lucas. He's got the white ones. I've got the green ones.
What about you, Cappy? Do you have Lukas?
I am currently Luka-less.
There
well,
you go.
We need to get you some.
I ain't got no Lukas.
You hear that, Nike? We need to get Cappy some Lukas.
He's actually with Jordan.
He's Jordan Brand. Yeah.
Jordan Brand.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me there's not like a Luka?
No, it's a Luka shoe, but it's a Jordan Brand shoe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wear the Jordan Brand Luka shoe.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's all Nike, right?
Right. Jordan Brand is like its own separate entity, but it is part of the Nike family, yes. So, anyway, Cappy.
Yeah, anyway.
Nothing you can tweet will get on LeBron's radar. Nothing that would keep you employed. How about that?
Yeah. Well, the way I said, I go, listen, if LeBron is tweeting at Bill Ryder and CBS Sports that
Well, it
he's
wasn't
an
really
effing liar.
Bill Ryder. It was CBS Sports, and he happens. Now, Bill Ryder and LeBron, there is some history there.
Oh, really?
Bill Ryder, I believe, worked for Fox Sports at the time when the decision happened, and he spent a year in Miami kind of embedded there at the time with Jason Whitlock
Oy
when he
vey.
was writing
Oh, no.
sports.
Oy vey.
And they were kind of like, and Bill was kind of like, and I like Bill, but I would say it read a little antagonistic at times. And I'm not saying he did it in a way that he was being disingenuous. It just, he was, like you, Cappy, you love to be the skeptic all the time. And
I am very skeptical about a lot of things.
Yeah, so I think that, I don't think LeBron has forgotten said thing, is what I would say.
By the way, speaking of skepticism, when I saw LeBron put that tweet out there that you're an effing lie, I thought to myself,
you have to keep saying it.
He was definitely a couple glasses of wine in. Like I don't blame him. I've made that mistake too after a few nice glasses of wine.
But I just love the fact that when he put that out there, I thought to myself, you see, this is what I'm saying, is that LeBron doesn't want AD to be like, yo, Bron, come on, man, you knew about this? You let them trade me, dog? And then LeBron's like, man, I didn't know any of that stuff.
They have the same agent.
So when he sees the tweet, he goes, man, you an effing lie, clown. I got to cover my tracks, clown.
I wish that we
He's
could
gonna
have like
cover his tracks, Cabby. He does.
he called it damage. You know what that's called? Damage control.
I mean, it literally is. He doesn't. I mean, this isn't the first time that he's also dismissed that he was quote unquote frustrated with AD.
Is it not possible that he was frustrated with AD at one point?
I don't know if he was or wasn't. I've never asked him. How about that?
Well, I don't know either. But you seem to know that he meant to say liar rather than lie. So
Well,
I
mean,
don't know.
Just based on grammar, I felt like that's what he meant to say.
Grammar, schmammer.
And also, I have made similar mistakes after a glass or two of wine.
I made a mistake the other day, and I went to tag a person, and I tagged the wrong person who has the same name.
Oh.
And then I texted the guy, and I'm like, yo, did you see my tweet? And he's like,
my God.
Wait, that's like Sedano getting tagged by Uncle Luke.
No, Uncle, right. He tagged, right. Uncle Luke and I do follow each other on Twitter, We've known each other for many years, but he tagged me on some political thing, and I'm like, no, bro. I mean, I think you tagged me by accident. And he was like, damn it, Sedano, you're right. I did tag you by accident. He was like, but why don't you run for governor with me or something? I was like,
I want you to run for governor of Florida.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Cappy, so what you were saying about LeBron and
by the
him
way,
doing
real quick, I got an email. There's apparently another George Sedano in Disney.
No way.
What?
And he gets some of my emails. He literally sent me an email this morning. I got to write him back because I was on the plane.
George?
No,
Is it
spelled exactly the same way.
Wait a second.
Except his email has the number 2 at the end of it.
Because he's the second
he's Sedano
one.
Deuce.
He must be new.
He's Sedano Deuce.
Right. And he literally said, sometimes I get emails that I would imagine are meant for you about NBA statistics. He's like, you
what?
and I should connect on Zoom or something to just connect. And I haven't responded to him. I'll respond to him later and just be like, yeah, let's do it.
Has he sent you any emails like, hey, man?
He hasn't forwarded anything to me, no.
Because he hasn't said anything like, hey, your partner's getting you into a lot of trouble here.
Oh, I do see it.
You know?
He is the same one, but he is the 2. That's
Right.
Your partner's talking a lot of crap on the air, you know.
No, I don't think he's based in L.A. Or maybe
he's in Florida.
He's in Florida.
Yeah,
There you go.
he's
What's
in
he
Florida.
do? What's the other
He's
deal?
a
Works
sales,
for the parks.
He's a sales coordinator.
Yeah, he works for the parks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We should get him on.
He's like, like a salesperson for the parks. Yeah, we shouldn't get him on. We absolutely should not do that.
Why not? What's wrong with bringing George Sedano on the Sedano and Cap show?
No.
In fact,
George
I got
Sedano,
another
too.
idea. You ready for this?
God. Can I tell you about LAX first?
Yeah, but wait a second. Before you do that, hold on. You know what we should do? On days that you're not here,
You should have him fill in.
we should have him fill in.
So it's still Sedano and
Right.
Cap. You're so stupid.
Actually, that was friggin' brilliant.
You're so stupid.
Oh, my God, that was great.
Hopefully he doesn't get your paychecks.
I will say this. It is the funniest thing you've said today. Here, real quick, Cap, because we're commercial free for at least another 10 or 11 minutes. But at LAX, changes are arriving daily to reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the traveler experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. Who doesn't want to get to their flight faster? And a new facility will soon have all these major rental car brands under one roof. So when your friends and family come to visit, they can go there. And in the future, if you're local, man, you don't even need a car to get to LAX. Because the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. Yep, you can take the Metro to the Century Station, and then the People Mover train will pick you up right there, and then right to your terminal, man. So for more information, check out their website, flylax.com. For more info, that's flylax.com. All right, Cappy. So if you're the Lakers, clearly the obvious thing is they need another center, for sure. I just think that I am genuinely curious because here's the thing. As time gets closer and it ticks along to the trade deadline.
Yeah, we're only 3 days away?
Yeah, but on the day, those are the type of days where teams are like, all right, if we're going to move this guy, maybe we'll just take a couple second rounders. You know what I mean? And I think if you're the Lakers, you don't want to trade the first rounder. You don't want to trade Austin Reeves because I don't think there's a difference maker at center that you can get. So in the sense of another star is what I mean. You can get a difference maker, but not a star level player, I should say. So for that, I wouldn't give up any of those kind of assets. And I think Austin could still be beneficial as a sixth man. So to me, that's kind of the way this thing needs to go. But I do think Dalton Connect could be on the move, if I had to guess.
Well, it's actually interesting now because you have to ask yourself this. Prior to the trade, we were having the conversation of, what could the Lakers get that would make them turn into a championship team? Remember that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
And we really couldn't come up with something because every time we talked about a big man, I kept saying the same thing to you. Does that make them a championship team? And the answer you kept giving me was, it does not. So why go all in if that player can't make you a championship team? But the world has changed between that conversation last week and where we are today.
Right.
So now that you've gotten Anthony Davis out and you've got Luka in, and we still know that they still need a big man. Jackson Hayes is not going to be the answer. The question is, do you now say, we got Luka and we think we can win this year? Are you now playing the trade game between now and the 6th for this year? What do you think? Are you playing the trade game because we need a body, we need a piece.
You can't just go with Jackson Hayes, bro.
Right. Or can you find another piece that takes you from, we know what Anthony Davis's ceiling is. We've seen how far it can go.
No, you're not getting an Anthony Davis-like player.
No, and of course not. But can you find a player that can play that position that can take you from what you were to what you think you can be now that you've got Luka? Can you win a championship this year with one more move?
I still think if you get the right player, if you get like a Nick Claxton maybe, if you can get even a Clint Capella, I feel like would be great with Luka. You know, he's a veteran. He's a roller. He sets good screens. He defends fairly well. You know, they've gone younger at that position too, the Hawks, with the kid from USC. So, yeah, I think that there are guys that can be had, that can be difference makers in what I still think is a fairly wide open West. Even as good as OKC is in the regular season, I have now seen them up close numerous times, and I think they can be beat in a 7-game series. They're just young. And if you would have told me Chet Holmgren had played the whole season and he would have been developing and evolving already, I would have said it would have been tougher to beat them in the postseason. But now I think that has been pushed back perhaps another season because of his setback. So it doesn't mean they can't – I don't think OKC can't get to the finals. I just think that their path is a lot more difficult because you're literally getting Chet back potentially fairly late in the season.
Can the Lakers find a center in this trade market
that can match up with like Jokic or something?
No, that
well, I mean, because that's what you got to look for.
That can be.
You got to at least have a body there,
right? That can be better than Jackson Hayes.
Yes,
probably not anywhere near as good as Anthony Davis.
Right.
But now you're making up for what Anthony Davis may have provided you offensively with Luka. Do you go all in for a championship now?
I don't know, all in. I mean, I think you're trying to get a serviceable big man to give yourself the best chance to win now without compromising your future. I think that is the needle you're trying to thread.
Have you seen that Clinton Yates has texted the two of us?
I have not. I wasn't looking at my phone. It's in my pocket.
Clinton Yates says, "You a lie" is a very common black phrase.
Oh, okay.
Not a mistake. And I said, but George knows because he's speaking for LeBron on this one when George said, I know that he meant liar, not lie.
I mean, he might have, but I've also made the mistake after drinking a couple of glasses of wine of just thinking I meant to write, that's a lie, and then I got busy, I got distracted with something, and then I was going to write, you're a liar, and then I got caught in between the two of them. Like, that has happened to me before, and then I'm like, crap, I got to use the edit function now on Twitter.
Well, I'm giving you a hard time, and Clinton is telling you that he's trying to, letting you understand
I
the
think
phrase.
Clinton could be right. I could be wrong.
Come on,
it's
DeAndre.
just like when Aaron Samuel said gruel and, cool, gruel, and Mean Girls. She meant to say great, but she meant to say cool, so she said gruel.
Right.
She said it too,
Man,
Aaron
I'm
Samuel.
starving all of a sudden.
So am I, dude. Starving.
Yeah.
And I really want, like, a fried shrimp po' boy, but I know I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that sounds delicious, though.
I know it sounds really good.
Some gumbo.
Well, okay, so listen, gumbo. Last night, there's gumbo, and what's the other one? The one that's just the rice without the soupy stuff. There's gumbo, and what is the other one called? Anybody know? Jambalaya.
Jambalaya, yeah.
So last night I'm in this place, and I'm like, I really want the white rice with the brown soup with the sausage and the chicken and the shrimp and everything.
That's what
but
you said to someone?
But I didn't know. Well, I didn't know which one was which. I didn't know which one was gumbo and which one was jambalaya.
Why didn't you just Google it?
George, embarrassingly, I'm sitting at a restaurant Googling pictures of jambalaya versus gumbo. And I got the wrong thing. Jambalaya, for all intent and purposes, is just fried rice, okay? That's all. A little Cajun seasoning on it, but it's just fried rice. Gumbo, on the other hand, is like a soupy consistency with a ricey thing that's all happening in there. I got to go out. I got to have some good, like authentic New Orleans crappy food.
Crappy food? Why don't you have, like, the good food?
Well, no, I mean the good food, but I mean a fried shrimp po' boy doesn't sound very healthy, does it?
You should get some Cajun shrimp.
Okay, I would do that. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Don't they have like they put like the piece of brown paper on the table, and then they do like the Cajun shrimp bake. They put all the stuff in it, and then they just dump it out on the table. And you just
mean like
eat
a shrimp? Is that called a shrimp broil?
A boil.
A boil?
Boil,
A
yeah.
boil or a
Yeah,
boil?
Boil.
A boil.
Yeah.
Okay. What are those little crawdaddy thingies? Those little red fish?
Crawdads.
Crawfish?
Crawfish, crawdaddies? I don't know what they're called. Where you pull their heads off and you suck them all out?
Crawfish.
Yes, please do that and take video.
I don't think I'm going to do that. That doesn't sound kosher.
Yeah, it probably doesn't sound good
Kosher?
for the fact
No.
that you don't have extra underpants with you.
Well, I have extra underpants. It's just that I left the white Skims back at the crib.
Oh, okay.
You see the way I said that, George? You know how cool that sounded?
Oh, for the love.
For the love is right.
Oh, copy.
Hey, speaking about for the love, let me just tell you one thing right now.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day coming? Book me.
Yeah, no, I'll book you in like 3 more minutes, though.
Oh.
Yeah, we still got some time here, bro.
Oh, I didn't know we had more
30
time.
minutes nonstop.
See, I was trying to be. I was trying to be
get out
early.
early. But
I was
this
trying to
is
be
the
early
segment
for the
we can't.
break.
We actually have to do a legit 30 minutes.
Oh, I was trying to be early to the break.
Yeah.
I looked at the clock and went,
I
wow,
wish you
we're
would do
already
that
over.
when we didn't have 30 minutes nonstop.
Yeah. I was like, wow, it should probably help us get to this thing. By the way, speaking of your people at Books,
Yeah.
do you know that I got Rachel Books for Christmas?
Yeah.
And they were delivered on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And do you know that she threw them out like a week ago?
Wow.
Yeah. Ridic.
That's impressive, yeah.
Very.
They're great. There's no doubt about it. Like that we had some that lasted about a month or so too. So yeah, I mean it's not surprising. They make them on the freaking side of a volcano, man.
Hey man, on that volcano, babe.
Yeah. Real quick, Cappy. So we've talked about the short term, long term build around Luka. That to me is the thing that that to me is a much more interesting discussion that I think we can have moving forward as the week goes along. Because I think that's, to me, where Pelinka will really make his hay, for lack of a better phrase. We'll see what Pelinka can really do, how much he can cook based on what he builds around him. Because you would think it should be easier with Luka to be able to attract kind of those veteran guys, right, that you can get. They want to keep some flexibility for the summer of 26 when there's a lot of free agents, and some of those guys will be taking discounts potentially to play with a 25-year-old Luka while also maintaining a team that can try to win a championship in the current moment. It's not an easy needle to thread. So I am genuinely curious, and I feel like Rob has done a very good job of doing the dance. It's not easy to try to maintain the winning while also maintaining the flexibility. But it ratchets up a little bit when you have Luka involved too, you know?
Yeah. I would never in a million years would have ever thought that the Lakers would be in the position they're in today. I always thought that they're going to take LeBron and AD till the end, or at least till the end of LeBron. I never thought that they would be able to, and maybe they didn't come up with the idea, but they pulled it off somehow.
Yeah.
To now be
no,
prepared
I mean,
for
it
life
clearly
after
was not
LeBron.
their idea. I mean, it came to them.
Yep.
I mean, dude, it literally was like somebody was like, "Hey, you want a lottery ticket? It's it's worth like $100 million." Sure. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it might eventually be worth $400 million.
That is, like, you've heard the phrase, right? Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Mm.
That's it right here.
Yeah.
I mean, they called you.
Right.
I mean, okay.
But I will say one thing. We haven't talked about this today.
Yeah.
You know what I was just starting to really like?
What?
Max Christie.
I know. I heard you with the Cam brothers.
I was starting to like Max Christie.
Yes.
I was starting to like him. He's become. Listen,
he's very good. They're 15-8 with him in the starting lineup.
Listen, for a kid who for how many years is this his third year?
Yes.
Okay. For the first 2 years, really immaterial, right?
Yeah.
I mean, year one is he's 17 years old or whatever he was, 18.
Yeah.
Year two, he gets a little bit more playing time, but not really impactful in any way.
Right.
Max Christie, to the Lakers' credit and to his credit, Max Christie has developed into a young, up-and-coming NBA player.
Correct.
And so, listen, I'm not sorry to see him go because you get Luka, but on the other hand, I'm like, I was enjoying watching the development of this kid. And I give him a lot of credit because 2 years ago, I wouldn't have thought he would be where he is today.
Well,
he turned into a good player.
After you see Luka, you're gonna have a Luka jersey. You're gonna have the Luka shoes. You're gonna be Luka out.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get very into the whole Luka thing. I suggest for Luka to lose the nose guard number and look thinner with a single digit. But
no, he's not changing his number.
Well,
you know that 77 plus 23 equals 100.
I mean, it's just an idea. I mean, 77. Who do you think of when you think of 77?
Luka. That's what you think of.
I think of like Andrew Whitworth.
You didn't even like my 77 plus 23 equals 100.
Yeah,
you
but
didn't like that.
I didn't. But The 100 part I liked, but what was there? Did I miss something?
23 is
23 is
LeBron.
LeBron.
Oh, well, I never put the 100 part
You're also
together.
not a math.
Get it? Do you get it? Did you get it, though, now that I've explained it to you?
Not really. I still don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
I mean, it's funny. When Dave McMenamin tweeted that no one had ever worn 77 with the Lakers, I was like, didn't Vladimir Radmanovich wear 77? But he didn't. He wore 10 with the Lakers.
Come on, George. You got to know this stuff.
I forgot that.
I mean,
'cause he was
Vladimir
77
Radmanovich,
everywhere else.
I mean, come on. You got to know this.
That's why. Listen, that's why I trust McMenamin.
Yeah. Nope,
He's always
he was
got
number-
the info.
He was number 10. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Yeah.
You knew that, right, Cap?
Vlad
Of course. Vladimir Radmanovich. Of course. Vlad Rad. When was that?
That was like the Shaq era. Shaq. He was in the Shaq days.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
Yeah. Real quick, Cappy. Here's
Tell
what
me.
you got to remember. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and you don't need to stress because I got the answer for it, right? Instead of what do I get my significant other for Valentine's Day? Books. It's very simple. Foolproof flowers from the Books Company. Wow your Valentine's Day, and we'll get you 25% off your entire purchase. Just use the promo code ESPN. Books makes it simple. Choose the Quickie Book. With the click of a button, get their best-selling bouquet right in time for Valentine's Day. It's the Quickie they'll brag about for weeks. Or you can pick from their collection of unique modern designs. Go for their flowers subscription. It's the #1 life hack, and you can be the hero every month. You can't go wrong. It's very simple. Books. Go to their website, BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN, 25% off. They're not just flowers. Flowers cut fresh from where they grow the best, including the side of a freaking volcano, man. They'll be blown away by how stunning those flowers are. You heard Cappy. Rachel just threw out her flowers from Christmas. Well over a month. That's how long they lasted, okay? So they'll be blown away by how stunning they are, and Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game. So don't fumble the flowers, man. Get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use the promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books. Promo code ESPN.
When disaster strikes, you deserve an ally who truly understands the value of your home and your
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Sellers Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Sellers Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. See for yourself what made readers of Newsweek and USA Today name Pechanga the best casino outside of Las Vegas. Pechanga has world-class resort amenities, exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, and golf, and 24/7 gaming excitement. The immense casino floor and 1,100 rooms and suites makes Pechanga one of the largest in the country. Skip the traffic, head for Pechanga Resort Casino off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance.
But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Place $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
Mason and Ireland.
You don't know all my stories.
You got to save some stories.
I've got so many more stories than John.
If you had a guess, though, how many? He has like 5.
The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, Lindsay, you take it away.
All right, I just sent you guys a video in the group chat of one of these Jameis digital Fox correspondent videos. He's so funny. He cracks me up. So you check that out.
Okay.
Follow Jameis Winston all week, guys. But anyway, so we have not had a chance to talk about anything really other than Cap's bathroom problems, his conspiracy theories, and, of course, the Luka Lakers trade.
Mm-hmm.
However,
all critical things to be discussing
exactly.
today.
Just about an hour ago, Cooper Kupp announced on social media that he was informed that the Rams will be seeking a trade immediately and is going to be working with him and his family to find the right place to continue competing for championships. He said that he does not agree with the decision and always believed that his career was going to begin and end in LA. So, the fact that the Rams are moving on from Cooper Kupp, do you guys think this is a big deal or no deal?
I mean, I think it's a big deal in the sense of he's been, he was one of the most important people, if not the most important person, arguably, in helping them win a championship. And what he's meant and the way he got here as a 5th-round pick, just the story behind it. I think it sucks, but that's also part of the business. So I think it's a big deal from that perspective that he's been a kind of a pillar of your program, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that, it's not a big deal in football.
Yeah, on the field it's not a big deal,
Right.
but off the field or...
Right. What Cooper Kupp has meant to the Rams organization, helping them win a Super Bowl, being an MVP, as great as he was, in particular the year that they won, and being the selfless teammate that he has been. But unfortunately, in the business of football, and by the way, in all sports, I mean, who would have thought Anthony Davis was ever going to get traded? They traded him. They found a better option. They traded him. In the world of football, not as big a deal. In the world of emotion about your team, very big deal.
All right, next somewhat big football story is that Chip Kelly is headed back to the Raiders. He was at Ohio State, of course, for the past year as the offensive coordinator, helped my Buckeyes win that national championship, and now he is out because he's getting paid $6 million to be the OC in Las Vegas, which I guess that's the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, at least right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, is Chip Kelly bailing on Ohio State after one season and heading back to the NFL to go be the OC at the Raiders? A big deal or no deal? Cappy, you go first on this one.
It's a huge deal for this reason. Chip Kelly outsmarted us all. Remember when Chip Kelly resigned from UCLA? I know what I said. Quitter. He'd rather quit at UCLA as the head coach and be the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Who would rather be an offensive coordinator than a head coach? Wait a second. Chip Kelly went to Ohio State, won a national championship, and turned that into the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, going to work for Pete Carroll, which is somewhat ironic. There was a good rivalry between SC and Oregon back in the day. Chip Kelly kind of outsmarted us all. I'm not saying he did it intentionally, but the end result is that Chip Kelly is going to get paid $6 million to go be the Raiders' offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think it's a big deal for the reasons that you alluded to, but mostly to me because of the fact that he's going to be with Pete, which is kind of fascinating, and that they're going to be competing against Harbaugh, who all competed against each other at a certain point.
They better get a quarterback, and when they do, I'm telling you, here come the Raiders. They're going to have a great coaching staff. There's been these reports about an infusion of capital.
How do they get that quarterback? Is kind of
that's
Raider Cap.
That's say again,
yeah, Raider
DeAndre?
Cap. I forgot.
Raider Cap.
That's right, Raider Cap. There's a lot of people like Raider Rubin, for example.
Yeah.
He's always looking for a shout out. shout out to Raider Ruben because now I'm Raider Cap.
Yeah.
Cappy, you going to go out and buy, like, Raiders gear?
You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for, like, some Luka Raider gear. In fact, maybe I'll just get a 77 Raider jersey.
Like Lyle Alzado?
Yes, correct. Exactly.
No.
Lyle Alzado.
Why don't you hit up Pete Carroll, your buddy, and be like, hey, Coach, man, can you hook me up with some Raiders gear? Hey, Kingham.
I don't think that's not what you hit up Pete for.
Okay.
You know?
You hit Pete up to get. You see, he didn't take your buddy as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated. The coaching cycle this year in the NFL has been really interesting because if you notice, a lot of guys who are getting jobs as offensive and defensive coordinators are first-timers.
Yeah.
They're guys that are being promoted from offensive line coach or tight ends coach. And it just doesn't bode well for a guy who, kind of got screwed over by the Patriots. And I say screwed over, but that's pro sports. That's what happens.
Did you see that Kellen Moore is favored to be, like, the next Saints head coach?
Yeah.
Like, Kellen Moore, really? Is that guy qualified?
Well, I mean, is Liam freaking Cohen
No,
qualified?
I would argue that he's not. No, to your point, Cappy. I guess a lot of guys are getting, they're taking chances on whoever these days, just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Well,
no offense, DeAndre. I'm just saying.
Young offensive coordinators get opportunities, and especially if you've had any connection to Sean McVay.
I was going to say, they're all looking for the next Sean McVay.
Yep, and everybody's got a little connection to McVay. If you got a connection to McVay, you're good. Who was it that just got the offensive coordinator job in Houston? Was like the Rams.
He's a tight end coach.
Tight end coach. Thank you. Yeah.
Who is the last guy to come from the Sean McVay coaching tree that has parlayed that into successful head coach thus far? Anyone?
Well, how would you say Kevin O'Connell's done?
Okay.
Yeah, he's had a good.
I thought Raheem Morris did I thought he did an okay job.
Well, I think he'll be better with Penix.
Yeah.
But Raheem Morris doesn't really qualify as the Sean McVay tree per se. He worked with McVay, for 2 years.
Yeah, but then he was his assistant.
Right, but I mean, he was a head coach prior to this.
Correct, but he's
like everything he touches, turns into
that's
magic.
right. I mean, hey, anybody who works for Sean McVay gets a head coaching job. I'd like to work for Sean McVay.
I was
going to
say, why don't you get Justin in there?
I mean, I'll do anything to get a head coaching job.
Why don't you get AVP in there?
Well, hey, listen, Lindsay, you say that, and I agree. I mean, I think that now that the Rams offensive staff is being kind of picked apart again, there's no doubt that there's a possibility, an opening.
Do you think that he would take maybe a quarterback's coach job there with the Rams so he can build his way back up? No?
Yeah, that or like a passing game coordinator or like a senior analyst. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Be closer
Possibly.
to you?
Closer to his daughter who lives in L.A.?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's a big deal or no deal.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the deal. And you know what it is, Cappy?
Tell
you know
me.
what else is the deal? Prize
Tell me.
Picks.
Yeah.
It's the place to get action in the state of California. It's very simple. All right? You download the Prize Picks app, use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. You make your first $5 play, you get a $50 bonus. And once you make that money, you can get it in as quick as 15 minutes. And it's as simple as this, Cappy. You pick a player in pretty much any sport, and there's a statistical line there for them, and you go more or less. It's just that simple. And you pair a bunch of picks together, and you can win yourself some cash.
Yeah, and I want to just tell everybody as we get ready for Sunday, the one thing you got to do is you got to get in and go to the NFL section, and then you just click on Patrick Mahomes. It is a free square. Like they gave you a free square during the national championship game of college football. They're always doing these sorts of promotions, and what they're saying to you is, look, it really only takes 2 players. If you took Patrick Mahomes for more than half a yard passing, and you take Saquon Barkley for more than 150 yards rushing, or less, it's up to you, put those 2 players together, the odds of winning, it's 3-1. So if you play $20, you win $60. So you're already halfway home because they're giving you the Patrick Mahomes free square. Make sure you download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make that first play of $5, get that $50 bonus. And, George, get ready for Sunday.
Yeah, Prize Picks, baby. Go run your game.
And it is Island Super Week on 710 ESPN. Callers number 7 and number 10 right now. You get to pick a square on our Island Super Square board for your chance to win fabulous prizes from Island's restaurants. Island Boy. Who has the coldest beer in town? Of course, our favorite Island's restaurants with those frosty mugs of beer paired with the best burgers and fries. It's time to visit paradise. Callers number 7 and 10 and keep listening for your chance to win on 710 ESPN.
This is attorney Joseph S. Normand. I'm deeply saddened by the devastation caused by the fires in our community. If you've suffered losses due to the Eaton wildfire, you may be entitled to file a compensation claim. These are complex claims. It's crucial to have an experienced legal team on your side. Please don't hesitate to call me anytime at 213-747-2000, 213-747-2000, or normandlegal.com.
You know that old saying, you can have it fast or you can have it good? When it comes to hiring, ZipRecruiter has put that saying to bed. Because with ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast and you get the best person for your job. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology immediately starts showing your job to the right candidates. Get in the end zone with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Final segment of the show. We'll have Dealer's Choice here in a moment. Been a lot of Luka talk today, understandably so, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of Luka talk moving forward the rest of the season.
Get him on the floor, man.
Yeah, it'll be next week, I think, Captain. I may get a chance to chat with Luka or Pelinka or JJ tomorrow. I'll be at that press conference there, Jack.
Nice. Very nice.
So, Cappy, tell us about your Dealer's Choice tonight.
So, George, Dealer's Choice tonight, I'm going to make this quick for you, okay? Our friends at LakersNation.com. You familiar with LakersNation.com?
I am.
They are a great friend to Sided. They use Sided polls on their website.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I have a little bone to pick with Sided when you're done.
Okay. So they've got a series of questions on LakersNation.com. They've gotten thousands and thousands of votes. I'm going to take you through them. I want you to tell me what your answer will be. You ready?
All right, go.
Who do you think the Lakers will trade next? Will it be LeBron, Rui, Austin, other, or no one? The roster will stay as is. How do you want me to vote, George?
I would go other.
Other, okay. 14% agree with you. 39% is the leader at Rui. Here comes question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
How do you interpret LeBron James's reaction to the Anthony Davis trade? Is it genuinely surprised and caught off guard? We already know you feel that way, so let's just vote there. 54% of people agree with you, George. They say that LeBron was genuinely caught off guard. What do you think LeBron James should do in response to the trade? Request the trade to another team, stay and work with Luka, or focus on winning a championship with the Lakers? Stay. Okay.
Which he is.
42% of people saying focus on winning a championship with the Lakers. Okay. How do you think Luka will fit with the current Lakers? Perfect fit, he'll elevate the team. Good fit, it'll take some time. Poor fit, the team chemistry might be disrupted. Uncertain, it depends on coaching strategy.
Good fit, it'll take some time.
Okay, good fit. It'll take some time. 47% of people agree with you, George. Very good job. So shout out to our people. Oh, here's the last one. I would like your opinion on this one. Who won the Luka for Anthony Davis trade?
I mean,
Lakers or
come on.
Mavericks? That should be an easy one. 80% of people voting say the Lakers. Shout out to Lakers Nation. You guys do a great job with this stuff, and you make it a lot of fun and a lot of engagement on the website.
So I get the cited emails, Cappy, as you know. And today's email, in the subject, said Happy Friday. And then in the body of the email, it said Happy Monday.
Wait, today?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Guess who's in trouble, George?
Who?
My son.
Justin.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Get
I
together,
thought it was going to be
Justin.
like one of your assistants or something.
No, he
One
is
of the
one of my
overseas
assistants.
assistants.
Yeah, he is one of my assistants. So the email said Happy Friday.
Yeah, I'll find it for you.
But the body said Happy Monday.
I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay, I appreciate it.
Sorry, Justin. I didn't mean to out you, bro.
Oh, you outed him in a big way.
He forgot to edit the
Damn,
template.
dog. I thought it was
Right.
one of your, many assistants.
No. This
All
is
right.
my son. That's
All right.
his job.
We're done here. All right, Cappy, excellent work. Go eat a shrimp po' boy.
Okay, I will.